I don't have my green powder today. I actually ran out. I was supposed to buy one yesterday. I completely forgot, from the health food shop. The green powder I normally drink, which is my first kind of half litre of water a day. So instead I'm having some bone broth. Bone broth is like collagen powder, right? Really good for your bones, skin, hair, elasticity of the face, all those kind of things. Not sponsored, just, you know, I bought some bone broth at the Ekka, the Brisbane show when I went to it. Oh, so tasty. Put a like scoop in and then boil the water up and put it in it, spoon it around. Oh, it's like a warm, I don't know, it's just really good. Oh, it's hot. Okay, so it's 5:55 a.m. Sun is rising behind me. We are training ourselves to be patient, because we're not going to always make the sunrise. I'm just going to say, because the sun is rising by the minute every day earlier. So like, I'm already waking up at 5:15 to read my 10 pages of my book, reading the book called The Power Is Now by Erlon. Let me get it for you. I brought it with me because I always forget the names, right? The Power Is Now by Eckhart Tolle. And the book I just finished reading, I've read one book this year, watch out, 75 Hard, I love you. Switching on Your Brain by Dr. Carolyn Leaf. Dr. Carolyn Leaf, Switching on Your Brain. Oh my God, that switched on my brain. Light bulb, so many things. Okay, so we're walking on the beach, doing our first 45-minute outside session. We will probably work for longer. It is Friday. I actually have the day off. I'm going to put the phone down and gabble to you while I drive, because that's what we do. We can't drive with you in my hand. So we are driving down to see the sunrise. And if you're catching me on the replay, hi, how you going? Hi, Mum, how you going? Thanks for always listening. I think this is how you find out what's going on in my day. Mum, you normally ring me and say, you know, what are you doing today? But now you just look at my live and know what's going on. But she's watching on the replay, guys. So hello, say hello to my mum, guys. Hi, Mum. So, actually, Mum, thinking about coming up and seeing you on Wednesday afternoon. So working at the Sunshine Coast on Wednesday, Mum, and then I'll be coming up to go platypus chasing, of course, see my little mates, and then have dinner with you, Mum. And Mum, I can have rice now, okay? Just letting you know, Mum, I can have rice now. Oh my gosh, this bone broth is amazing, guys. So hi, welcome to the chat, guys. I am here. It's not a stationary chat. It's not one of those lives. Sorry, stationary live. It's not a stationary live or like a stopping. I don't know what you call those lives. But I'm well and truly here. I see the sun rising. Oh my gosh, it's risen. The sun is rising so quickly now, guys. And I'm trying to teach myself patience, because it is not possible to watch the sunrise every morning. I have though this morning, guys. 5 for 5 today, guys. 5 for 5, so we'll get down there. Only because my Pilates teacher's away this week, guys. So otherwise I wouldn't be here this morning. But, you know, I really wanted to get down here and see the sunrise. Because we're in September, right? In Australia here. Obviously it's September all around the world, guys. September 12th. This is Friday, 5:58 a.m. here in Southeast Queensland, in a place called Redcliffe. So that's where we're going down now. I live 5 minutes away from the beach, which always reminds me to say that, you know, I'm so truly grateful to the universe, to my dad who retired us to this kind of area. This is a place that we used to go on holidays as young kids. I used to live in the country, and then on school holidays we used to come to Redcliffe for holidays. And then when my dad somewhat semi-retired, he decided to move the family to Redcliffe. And I still live here. I have had my moments of moving away, living in other countries. Like I've lived in Ireland, I lived in the States for a brief period, and then I've lived in Mexico, on and off of quite a few times. So I'm very, very grateful to call this place my home. And a lot of my friends moved away thinking, you know, it's a shithole. I used to call it Dead Cliff. They used to call it Dead Cliff. And those bottles clanging are all my water bottles, because part of 75 Hard is you need to drink a gallon of water, which is 3.7 litres of water. Okay, guys, the sun is rising, sun is rising, sun is rising. We've not missed it. We're still going to see the sunrise, guys, so calm down. It's all good. I've got you. So we are at Redcliffe Beach in Moreton Bay. And, okay. Have to get my other phone. Where's my other phone here? Oh, there it is. I'm going to get my tripod. Hi guys, that's me. Let me show you the sunrise. Hey Susan, how you going? Happy Friday. Okay, let me coordinate myself. I've got keys, phones, tripod, bone broth, because I haven't finished that yet. Bone broth is my green juice this morning. Big truck. All right. Let's take our... So guys, we didn't miss it. FOMO, we've still got there in time, right? Oh, I can't tell you guys, this bone broth is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't know why I don't do it every day. I just forget. Can't do everything, right? And there's a lot of moving parts to be healthy, right? And like, who's to say that all the bits and pieces I do isn't even making me healthy? Could even be the placebo effect, right? But you know, you guys do you, I do me. I'm just sharing my experiences, guys. All right, guys, you know the drill. I'm gonna put you down. Whoops, that's my hair. I'll put you down. I'll get my other phone. I switch you around and say hello. How you going, guys? I'm Dora, if you don't know me. I like to do jumping for joys while the sun is rising. We always take the photo with my other phone. All right, guys, let's set you up so that you can see the sunrise a little bit better. Oh yeah, that's it. There you go. All right. Now my personal phone is ringing. Oh, there we go. All right. So guys, enjoy the sunrise. I'm going to drink the rest of my bone broth. Morning guys, welcome to Friday morning, the 12th of September. My goodness, it is 6:05, 6:04, my God, I'm dyslexic. 6:04 a.m. on September the 12th, Friday. Friday feels good guys, Friday feels good. I'll start drinking my water, right? So, there's the sunrise guys, oh my gosh. I gotta say guys, every time I see the sunrise now, it's like, it's even more to be grateful for, guys, and let me tell you why. Let me shine the light in your face. Wow, look at that guys, look at that. Okay, I'm blinded now, I can't actually see the chat. Okay. Okay guys, hey Brandon, Brandon's Adventures. Hello mate, how you going? Hey Brandon, just a actually no, I thought you were Braden. Bryson Adventures. Hello, I actually don't think I've met you before. Hey Susan. I feel great this morning, Susan. The fencing day, yay! So guys, High Country Homestead is my friend Susan. If you don't know Susan, you should know Susan. She lives on a homestead in the Alpine region of Australia. So that sounds interesting, doesn't it? Yeah, you should go check that page out. Her channel name is High Country Homestead, just like it's written in the chat. That is Susan. Today, she's getting her fence fixed. Oh, hello, Islam. You're from Turkey. I've never been to Turkey. Whereabouts in Turkey are you from? Turkey is on my list. It's one of my lists, one of my countries that I need to see in my 80 countries I'd like to see. Susan, have you been to Turkey? So guys, this is a place called Redcliffe in southeast Queensland. This is Redcliffe Peninsula. That's me waving at you. Hello. Redcliffe Peninsula. It's like a seaside little village in southeast Queensland in Australia. Now, if I zoom out a little bit more, you're going to be able to see swimmers. There's guys swimming out there, or people swimming. They kind of leave their stuff there. They swim up there and back. I don't know how many laps they do. But this is Moreton Bay, guys. It's very flat. We don't have crashing waves like surfy waves, because in the back there, you'll see an island. That is Moreton Island, hence why the bay is called Moreton Bay. And once upon a time, we used to have whales here, humpback whales. They don't hang out here anymore, unfortunately. It's really sad. I wish they did. They do hang out at the point. It is whale season. I talked to you guys a couple of days ago that I actually went whale watching at the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast is that away. It does take about 2 hours to get there now, to the Spit. So from Redcliffe, there's a lot of traffic now going down to the Gold Coast, or south to the Gold Coast area. Over there, we have Fisherman's Wharf, which is kind of like the port, you know, where all the action happens, where all the Timo deliveries get taken, Amazon gets taken. That probably makes it more easy for everyone to understand. Everyone knows Timo and Amazon, sadly, now. It's where everyone gets all their stuff. That's why all the shops are closing down. But anyway, we're not talking about that today. We're talking about, I don't know what we're talking about today, guys. But, all I can say is today feels great. I've woken up with a really nice sleep. Very, very grateful to see the sunrise, because in about a month's time, I don't think I'll even see the sunrise. By the time I get down here, the sun would have risen. It'll be up higher. I'll still do a jumping for joy, guys, but you won't actually see the actual gradual rise. But that's okay. That is okay. Because I can't get up that early. Dave, hey, how you going, Dave? Guys, welcome Dave to the chat. I know Susan from High Country Homestead. I think you met Dave. Dave is actually Wayne's brother. Wayne from Custom Screen Printing. Hey Dave, how you going? Welcome to the sunrise in your future. Miles and miles of fencing. Oh, how many miles are we talking, Susan? I thought they were just fixing up a section. You haven't been to Turkey? Yeah, either. So do I. Remember when I win that lotto? We'll go to Turkey together, okay? Maybe you should come to Turkey, in Istanbul. The heart of Turkey. Oh yeah, look, trust me. How do I say that? Ersan? Ersan. One, I would like to go. Susan and I will come visit. So guys, I am going to put put you on my tripod, let you watch the sunrise a bit. I'm going to put my little bone broth back in the car, and then we're going to walk in, guys. So I set you up. There you go, guys. Watch the sunrise for a bit. Hello, I'm back. I got my bag, I've got a hat, earphones. So guys, it's Friday, and traditionally, yes, I should be working, but with a 75 hard, it has been hard to manage my time. Like, it has been, yeah, not easy. 75 hard. Hey, Jim, how you going? I could show you the sunrise, well, kind of rising on my phone in a second. Give us a sec. I was just saying, like, 75 hard has been, yeah, hard to manage. Like, you know, drinking the gallon of water, which is 3.7 litres of water, reading the 10 pages of a book, doing the 2 45-minute exercises, which just doesn't seem that hard because like I can easily do 2 hours in the morning, but you have to do a separation of 3 hours and one has to be outside. So it kind of makes you think you've got to exercise in the morning and at night after work, right? Because I work full time, but at the moment I'm kind of working semi part-time because I choose to take Friday off because it's hard to manage, right? My house was a brothel the first week. I'm at day 18, no, day 19. Day 19, oh my God, I'm at day 19. Yeah, day 19. The reason why my house isn't a brothel this week is because it's not open for business. I'm joking. Sorry, joking. I'm just joking. Am I joking? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Because on Sunday afternoon, I planted my ass down and cleaned up. So I started my week, like Sunday, started my week off right by preparing for Sunday night. Made all my salads for the week, so I'm not coming home from my walks in the morning, rushing around, making breakfast, making my lunch, because I've got to eat healthy, right? That's another thing of 75 Hard. You must follow a health plan. So no alcohol, no takeaways. I'd love everything bad right now, just saying, okay? But yeah, 75 days of that, all of that. Plus you've got to take a progress photo. So it's a lot, guys. Even thinking about taking a progress photo, I even get to like last night, it was like 10 o'clock. I was like, shit, I haven't taken a progress photo. So, you know, I've got to like, you know, do a bit of a selfie of the body, right? So yeah, it's a lot, but you know, I'm there, I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. So Jimbo, there's the sun rising. So let me show you on my little other phone. The sun is rising. Let me see, where's the phone? Where is this phone? Where is the photos? So there we go, so there's the photos. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go, that might be a better picture. There's a reflection, guys, there's always a reflection. That is the sun rising. Oh, and there's always a jumping for joy, right? Oh, that's the end of my jumping for joy. Oh, no! Crap. We need to do jumping for joy again, guys. I pressed record at the end. God, my doofus. I do that sometimes. All right. Though, do I actually have it in the replay? I mean, you can just replay the video, right? But I do like to put it on here because it takes 24 hours to download the video, and I like to use the video of the jumping for joy to put on my private stories. So let's do this, guys. Let's set the camera up again. So just for you, Jimmy, we have your own jumping for joy because I forgot to take a video with this. Don't ask me, it just happens, okay, guys? Things happen. All right, let's set the camera up. Let me just make sure that this is recording first because, you know, we're going to be a good YouTuber and make sure it records, right? Recording. Let's just press this. Yep, recording. Okay, let's set that up properly a little bit better. Okay, now where are we going to put you? Because I've already put my other tripod in the car, which is my other water bottle. Okay, let's put you up there. You just stay there, okay? All right, let's do a jumping for joy. Definitely not opposed to doing 2 jumping for joys, that's for sure. Okay, let's tuck this shirt in so we don't flash. So, I'm not unhappy that I didn't record the first time because it means I just do another jumping for joy, right? So if you're counting, guys, that was 3 jumping for joys because I did 1 on the beach and then I went down onto the sand flats and did a jumping for joy. But only the lives got to see that because I forgot to press record on my other phone. It happens a lot. You press record and if you don't press it hard enough, it doesn't record. So then when you come to turn it off, it starts recording. It has happened a few times, guys, just saying. Has happened a few times. Not the first time, won't be the last time that happens. So anyway, Jim, you got a private, not a private, but you know, like you got an extra jumping for joy because yeah, Jim is my friend mainly off grid. He's from Maine, guys. Maine. Say hey to Jim. I call him Jimbo. So guys, I have my bag today. You know what? I'm actually even thinking I'm going to take my jumper off because it is quite warm. Getting hot in here. Let's take off all our clothes. There you go, you've got it Dancing with Dora this morning. So that's why I've got a bag. We sometimes carry our headphones, sometimes. Okay, so bag on. Whoops. Bag on, hat on, different hat today, guys. As you can see, it is very sunny today, guys. I don't know if you can see that. I'm like squinting. I choose not to wear sunglasses in the morning, guys, because you want to get that fresh light, that first light into your eyes. You know, not through the middle of the day if you wake up in the middle of the day. Just like in the early morning, get that light in your eyes. Just feel that on your face. It helps your circadian rhythm. So that's like your 24-hour clock. And obviously this is not going to help someone that does night shift, right? Just if you work through the day and you find it hard to sleep, well, actually stop scrolling on your phone. You'll find it easier to sleep. But traditionally, right, we didn't have phones and we weren't scrolling on these things. So if you're scrolling, just keep on scrolling. There's nothing to see here, guys. I'm just me talking to the phone, watching a sunrise, about to do a walk. But if you're my friends, say hey. You're here. Hey, Maddie, how you going? I'm heading home in 30 minutes. So guys, yeah, your circadian rhythm is where, again, don't take anything I say. Take what I say with a grain of salt, right? Do your own research, right? I've done my own research. I've heard this from someone else. I've checked it out online and thought, hey, that'd be good for me. That's why I do it, right? So why I don't wear my sunglasses through the mornings is because I want some first light in my eyes, because it resets your 24-hour clock so that, you know, your body goes to sleep when it gets dark. It feels tired, and then in the morning it wakes up. So I've been waking up about 5:15. I do set my alarm, but sometimes I actually wake up before the alarm clock, which is amazing because, yeah, I traditionally like to sleep in, guys. I'm just like you guys, like to lie in bed, yes, scroll on my phone. But guys, I've started a completely new thing in the last 18, 19 days. No scrolling in the morning for me. I'm zipping out of bed. Well, actually, I'm not zipping out of bed. I'm reading my 10 pages most mornings. 10 pages. I'm reading a book by Erhard Tolle. Okay, actually, let me plug you in because there's no use in me having headphones in if I'm not plugged in, right? It's just a bit weird, right? Let's plug you in. Let me see if this is... Let me know if this is... Oh, what is going on here, guys? Just wait a second, okay? Let me just look up there. Oh, sorry guys if that was really noisy. I actually have a feeling I have... Oh, there's my friend. There's my friend Tony. He'll say hello in a second. Hey, Tony. No, he's not looking down. I've been seeing Tony walking here the last couple of days. He's walking with a backpack. He's on a mission, man. He's just newly retired this year. And I used to work with him and his wife in a Thai restaurant as a part-time job to save up to go overseas. Like, oh my gosh. Guys, you know what I've done? I've actually got something in my charging port. That's why I can't plug these in. Okay. We're not plugging these in. I don't know what they've done. I've probably got some sand in my charging port, which is, you know, probable. Okay, guys, let's walk. So yeah, guys, I've been rambling because I do. So welcome to Friday morning. It is now 6:23. I have been rambling for half an hour while I jump for joy, thinking I'm jumping for joy and recording it. Then I have to do another jumping for joy, which I don't hate. Okay, let's go over here, guys. Now look at my shoes, guys. This is what happens when you get sea salt in your shoes. You've got to wash them. I haven't washed them because your shoes will deteriorate. And this is why I get sea salt on them, because I jump over these kind of puddles. But that's okay. Oh, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous, guys? Isn't that just unbelievable? I just love it. I love the colours, waves in the sand, like the waves of our lives. It's just beautiful, guys. I love when it's low tide. It's my favourite time to jump for joy. Most times, guys, if I'm walking along the beach, I don't normally even carry a bottle of water because there's water fountains most days, and I'll find places where this is where it gets a bit, okay, we're not exactly going swimming with our shoes there, guys. I know my shoes are they're not good at the moment. They're really falling apart. Gonna be honest, guys, I'm wearing Asics. I always wear Asics because they seem to fit my feet really well, but the last 2 pairs of Asics I've bought have been not so good. They haven't lasted very long, and mind you, I do a lot of walking, so I probably refrain from that. But all the back of my feet here, in through here, is all exposed. I don't know if I showed you, but there's you can actually see the stuffing of it coming out. It's really unfortunate, and yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. All right, guys, let's run for it, eh? This is what happens with our shoes. This is why. It's probably not the shoes' fault, it's my fault, right? Now, the problem is I've got my bag around my neck. It's kind of hurt. I've got the bottle of water, and I've got sand juice all over that. So let's just wipe that. Yep. Okay, let's put that in my bag. Okay, let's hold that so I don't, otherwise I end up strangling myself, and that's not the plan. All right, ready, guys? Let's go. Whoa. Okay, we did it. We're only a bit, yep. I reckon I probably could have made that now that I think about it. Yeah, probably. I was just being a drama queen. Yes, but it still doesn't explain why the back of my shoes all falling apart. I don't normally get water in them. I just get water at the front of these things, right? So anyway, what I'm trying to say is I've never had issues with Asics before, except these pair, with the back all coming undone, which is not really cool, because that's where your protection is, for your cushioning for your ankles. So if I wear the wrong socks, I end up getting blisters. We don't want precious blisters on our feet. Hey, see this guy up here, guys? He's walking, or running, should I say, doing the side things. They're so good for you. So good for you. Hey, Wayne, how you going? Your brother was here before. So guys, if you don't know Wayne is custom screen printing. Oh, guys. All right, let's just do this, guys. Our feet are wet anyway. We're not completely swimming in here, but we're just trying to find the shallow bits. Oh, shit. Okay. If we go from here to there. Yep. Whoa, yep. Yep, we're done it. Right. I love seeing the shadows too. Look, imagine being this tall. Hello. Yeah, small things amuse me, guys. Like I said, normally I'd be walking along the beach, no tripod, as in no water bottle to hold up my phone. So I'd be trying to find somewhere to put the phone down to make a jumping for the joy. So when it's low tide, there's these rocks and stuff along the beach. So I normally prop my phone up against one of the rocks. So Wayne is reading a book. What book are you reading, Wayne? I'm reading a book called The Power of Now by Earl Hart Tolle. And I've just read 20 pages, because yesterday I read 10 pages, and this morning I read 10 pages. So that was the first thing I could tick off my list of my 75 hard, was to read my 10 pages. And I'm really enjoying the book. So I openly talk about, guys, how I haven't read a book from front to back for years. And it took me to do this 75 hard to actually read a book. So I read my first book, guys, in my first 17 days of 75 hard. So that was 170 pages, which was a book, Rewiring Your Brain, by Dr. Carolyn something. If you watch the start of my video, you'll see that I showed you the book. And it's a really powerful book. I absolutely loved it. And it was a pleasure to read. I'm so grateful. But I've talked about that book quite a bit in my lives. And yeah, I'm really grateful that I read it. I'm really grateful that I found the 75 Hard. And to take away everything else, out all the aspects, the reading has been amazing, guys. And I know you'd say, well, why the hell, Dora, do you need to torture yourself drinking a gallon of water, doing all this extra exercise and all the blah, blah, blahs? Just read a bloody book. Yeah, good point. But I didn't do that, did I? It took me to do a 75 Hard, which tells you have to read 10 pages of a book, a self-help, some kind of, businessy, booky, motivational book, as part of your daily routine for 75 days. If you forget, then you've got to go back to day one. So basically, yeah, you got to read the book, right? You got to read a book. And I've read my first book. I feel so joyed that I've read my first book. And like Wayne, how many books have you read this year? I'm just putting it out there, guys, in the chat. How many books have you guys read? No shame if you haven't, right? Because like I just said, if I wasn't doing the 75 Hard, I would never have read a book this year. Unless I was forced to, because I was at school or something. So yeah, just love to know how many people have read a book. Hands in the air, like you're a teacher. Like I'm a teacher. I'm Kelly today. I'm teacher Kelly Tag. So my friend Kelly, hey Kelly. Sorry, I really have been a little bit not complacent. I'm not even apologetic. Like I'm unapologetically myself. But I have not been really individually having a chat to you guys this week. I have been kind of, on a rant, getting my walking done, on a roll, talking about that day, the experiences. There's been a lot on this week, guys, and I won't apologise for that. But at the same time, I do like to give people a bit of a chat. So Kelly, I know that a couple of times you've jumped on and the phone has literally disconnected, and it was nothing to do with you, obviously, you know that. But like literally I was putting the phone down to do some some jumping jacks, and the phone disconnected, and I was like, I'm out of here. And then Mike always says in the chat, she won't even know it disconnected. She'll be talking away for 5 minutes. And then Susan said, yeah, you're probably right, Mike. And then you guys have a bit of a chat between yourselves, and then you go. I did see it, guys, because I can see the chat going when I realised that it's not working. And the only reason I know it's not working is because bit by bit, the numbers go down, and I go, okay, and I read the chat, and then Mike's, it's either Mike or Paul saying, she'll just be talking away to herself. So we have the guys doing the cleaning of the beach because it's Friday here. Obviously the weekend is a big day here. So it's kind of just raking the sand in that machine, the tractor. Hey, that is what you need, Susan. That is what we're manifesting for Susan. Man, that's a giant tractor. Even Jim, I don't think Jim's still here from Mainly Off Grid. He has a tractor. He has a red tractor. I think he'd even get envy with that tractor. So we've got the swimmers, they're coming in. Some swimmers are probably still coming out. I don't know, we'll see. How was the water this morning?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah?
Cool, yeah.
Be cool, even with your suit on?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah. I've just come back from Bali where it's really, really warm.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Really feeling it.
Ah, okay. Well, that would explain it, hey? Enjoy the rest of your day. So, old mate was saying that he was feeling the cold this morning because he's just come back from Bali, naturally, right? Bali's water is way warmer than the water down here in southeast Queensland. And obviously heat-wise. Bali! Our friend Paul D Australia, he'll be going to Bali in March next year. So can't wait to see what he gets up to in March. I haven't been to Bali for a long time, actually, guys. Susan, have you been to Bali? I bet you have. Bali is like Mexico to Americans, to Australians. So it is like 6 hours from Brisbane to go to, actually, I think it's only 5. It's about 5 hours to get from Brisbane Airport, oh, I need to drink water, to Denpasar, which is the airport in Brisbane, Bali. And if I wanted to fly to the other side of Australia, to Perth, it's like 6 hours, and the flights aren't so regular, so it's more expensive. Oh my gosh, that tastes great. So guys, another thing I always forget to say, disclaimer, you know, when I talk about 75 hard and all these weird and wonderful things I try and test, I'm just talking about my experiences. Like, for example, you know, I was talking about my ASICS shoes. I love ASICS shoes. My experiences in them is my experience. Obviously, I'm walking on beaches, and I do a fair bit of stuff in them. And you guys might be wearing ASICS, the same shoe, and not having the same experience because, you know, we all do different things, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is these are just my experiences. I wouldn't expect you guys to race out and get ASICS. I mean, that'd be silly, right? But, or, you know, like completely follow what I do. I mean, there are some people that are doing the 75 hard with me, but also they've done their due diligence. For example, and Jazz won't mind me saying this, so Jazz Nomad TV is my friend. She's doing one called 75 Balance. It is not a thing, as in like it's not a 75 hard is a thing, and there's also 75 soft. But there's other versions, right? I first did 75 hard, but I did my own version. I did 55 days till I turned 50, and I did my own version. So you do your own version, right? Do you? So that's what Jazz did. She got some advice. She did her bloods. And she's in day 12. She'll be going to bed. She's at the end of day 11, I think. Yeah, she's at day 11. And she is drinking a litre of water. She's doing some exercise. She's doing some reading. She's following a healthy plan. She's doing daily devotion. She is absolutely living it, loving it. She is like feeling amazing. But, you know, we're also supporting each other because there's some days that you don't feel amazing. You know, to be honest, like, you know, we don't all, you know, there's a lot of moving parts in this 75 hard. And even, you know, with Jazz, like Jazz is not used to all the exercise. So, you know, some days she's completely wiped out, but she still needs to get up the next day and do it all again. So it's rinse and repeat, basically, Groundhog Day. So if I'm not painting a very nice picture, I'm trying to say to you, it's not easy. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to challenge you. And my word, it is challenging me. That's why I'm taking Fridays off at the moment, just to be good to myself. So I've got more time to prepare, get myself ready, do the things that I haven't done through the week or the weekend because I've been too busy doing all this stuff that I do. I'm just lucky that I'm able to do this, right? The first couple of weeks I was doing working on the Fridays, and it made it a bit harder. But anyway, that's why I just recognised I'm just going to be good to myself. Because I tend to sometimes be, you know, I do a lot, and I recognise that. And that book I was reading, the first book I just finished about rewiring your brain, just talked about how you do need to have that time of stillness because it's really good for your brain to reset and just repair and rewire. So that is Lavender's Rock. Another kind of thing of like, you know, still smell the roses. I know it's not a rose, it's a rock. But guys, I've been walking up here kicking that and just automatically turning around. It took a 15-year-old to say, hey, that's an actual heart. So you go back and have a look at the rock, stand above it, you can see the heart. So that was pointed out by Lavender. So I call this Lavender's Rock. So that's one of those moments, right? Just stop and just look at things. You know, we spend so much time rushing, right? I'm talking about my own experience now, guys. I spend moments of my days rushing from one moment to another moment. And, you know, those moments can be really special moments, and I rush through them because I'm trying to get to the next moment. And, you know, that's not a good thing. I kind of think sometimes, oh, it's good, you know, I'm getting all this stuff done. But, you know, is it? You haven't been to Bali. So Susan hasn't been to Bali. Okay. Well, Susan, remember I'll get that lotto. What's today? Friday. No lotto in today. I should put Saturday night is a traditional night for lotto, right? I don't traditionally put lotto in. My mum does. She's always putting lotto in. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with op shop clothes, right? Most of my clothes now are op shop clothes. These leggings are op shop leggings. This shirt is not, because I went to a party plan. You know how your friends have these party plans? And then when you go to the party plans, you feel really obligated to buy something. I know, you don't have to, but... So I bought this shirt. Actually, I don't mind the shirt. Actually, it's not a bad shirt. But it wasn't worth the $60. I've got to pay for it. I've got to be honest. I could have bought it for 10 at the, the op shop. So yeah, very rightly true, Susan. Op shop shopping is the way to go. Though I will tell you a little story about my brain and the way I think. So we're talking probably 20 years ago now. Maybe even 20. Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah, I was 30. So around in my 30s, I got a bee in my bonnet. I still have my bee in a bonnet about it. Is like all the big clothing lines, like Nike, for example, Gap. Those are big brands, right? They have sweatshops. They have like shops, big warehouses, factories in Asia where they make their branded clothes, right? So Nike specifically, Gap clothes, they have big workshops or big factories in Asia, specifically in Cambodia, in, oh my God, what's the capital of Cambodia? Phnom Penh. Just outside of Phnom Penh, the capital, is a town that is only set up for these kind of big warehouses. So all the people that live in that town service that town. So for example, there's these big warehouses. You go there. So I went there, okay? And why I went there was because I knew about these shops and how they treat their staff really badly. They're, these families, people work for months on end for peanuts, literally peanuts. And then you go buy that designer wear shirt for like $200, right? US. And then, these poor people that actually put the shirt together were paid peanuts. And they were separated from their family. They live in these shelters for like months on end. And they have like 2 days off in that time. And then they go home and see their family. And in the meantime, they're sending money home to the family. Sometimes their wives have, cheated on them already, got pregnant to other guys. It's just horrific. It's a really sad way. And it's a little bit like the cruise industry, though the cruise industry are trying to clean that up. If you notice when you go on cruises that a lot of people are Filipino, because in the Philippines, they've got an agreement that, they can pay them less money, right? That's why when you go on cruises, you don't see a lot of people in Australia working on them. You might see them in the dance groups, but majority of the people at the bars, restaurants are mainly from Asia. Let's not just say Philippines, mainly from Asia. I've seen people from Indonesia in them. But like, for example, when you're on these cruise ships in America, you don't see many American staff. You'll see the dancers and the entertainers, probably American or Canadian, but majority of them will be from other countries where they can pay them less money. And that's not fair, guys. It really isn't fair. I mean, hey, yeah, you get a cheap cruise, right? Because if you had to pay the full price to the staff, then those cruises would be way more expensive, right? And then you think, oh, well, those people in those countries actually have to work, right? And they're going to get more money than, working in a factory in their own country. Yeah, fair call, true. But they're separated from their families for like sometimes 6 months at a time or even a year at a time. I just think that's just so nasty that we can, determine someone's, lifestyle because of our want to have, these things. So that's why I was like, I got to be in my bonnet. I am not buying any of this stuff from these big designer wares. So, for example, I was wearing Nike shoes. I stopped wearing Nike shoes. And yeah, so basically I was buying them from secondhand shops. But obviously I did a lot of walking too. So it kind of it was annoying because you know, obviously those shoes have been donated because they didn't fit someone or they were well used. And then when you're doing lots of walking, you know, you need that cushioning for your walking. So I found that I was trying to support a cause, because when I was in Nepal, I actually, as I said, I got a driver, or what I call it, back of a scooter thing, and went out to one of these places. And the guy said to me, he goes, "Why do you want to go out there?" And I said, "Oh," he goes, "there's nothing there." And I said, I just want to see the factories." And he goes, "Oh yeah, sure, but like there's nothing there." I said, "Oh no, that's okay. I just want to see the factories." Anyway, he knew a lot about it, because everyone knows everything about, you know, those kind of those sweatshops, because they all their family have worked in them. So we went out there, and they don't say Nike. They have, you know, the Chinese name for it. Most of them are Chinese owned, probably. Again, I'm generalising. They're Asian owned, I don't know. But they're owned by the big corporations that run them, but they're making brand name stuff. So you saw like when I was standing outside, I obviously didn't go in, but I was told stories basically where people would commit suicide because they hated it. The conditions that are inside are just horrific. It's hot. Asia's hot in general. Then you're in this big, you know, workshop that's, you know, you've got machines going, there's sewing, there's lots of, you know, heat. So the conditions are crap. So people would literally just go stir crazy and then jump off the roofs. So outside, you could see they've got all the little like food stalls. So they're already made, ready. So people come out for their lunch, they come and get their food. And then basically these guys just all live all with each other, kind of like dorm rooms. There's no privacy. You're just basically living to work and then sending money home to your family. What a way to live, hey? And then, you know, that's for you guys, for us guys, to wear these Nike brand shirts. And yeah, I don't know. That's why I've never been into brands. I just think brands are shit. And for example, Adidas, like Asics that I'm wearing, probably also made in these sweatshops now. So, you know, I'm a hypocrite, but I'm mindfully a hypocrite, right? That's how I say it. I don't choose to buy Nike. You won't actually ever see me going into a Nike shirt to buy a Nike shirt or pants or whatever. Not a chance in hell. Designer wear stuff can go root itself, because I'm not going to give any of my money to those kind of companies. I just think, yeah, it's so sad that we can treat other people from poorer countries even worse. But at the same time, so regarding op shops, circling back to that comment by Susan that says, I never buy designer brands. Well, that's for her. She would be agreeing with me here. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of people know this. People know this, but we still buy it, right? I'm not saying we, but people will still buy it because, you know, brands are in. Brands are cool. We have to have the brand items. We don't have to. You can just be daggy like me. I don't care. I love buying secondhand clothes. It makes it easy. It makes it easy because I actually do volunteer in a lot of them with my job. So I volunteer at a Lifeline store and I volunteer at a Salvation Army store. And yeah, so I get to check out the clothes a lot often, part of my job, which is fun. But yeah, I've traditionally, even when I've not been volunteering at them, buy my stuff from them. I've got a wedding coming up in October, and technically I have a dress, the same dress I wore to the wedding that I went to in Lyon. I like to reuse. You know, a lot of younger people these days are like, oh, I've worn that dress already at that wedding, I won't wear it again. I'm like, those same people weren't at the same wedding, so I don't care. I'll wear the same dress. But I've got to say, I need to get myself in a bit better shape for that wedding, for that dress, just saying. So, but I'll be there. September, okay, so next month. Yeah, I've got a month. I'm not unhappy where I am, guys. I've openly talked about 75 Hard being a good timing for me because I was into bad routines. I had just come back from a really great 50th month in May where I'd been to Samoa with Diego, and then I went to a wedding in Lyon in France, and I went to Luxembourg, which is my country number 62 on my way to get to 80 countries. And then I went home via Paris and ate a lot of croissants. I did a lot of walking. I had the best, I drank a lot of French wine. And I had the best time. And then I started drinking a lot of Pepsi again. I don't know why, guys. I don't know why. I started just hyper fixating and wanting a Pepsi. So every time I used to fill up with petrol, you know, the supermarkets are so good with their marketing. Oh, the service stations, the service stations are so good with their marketing. You know, they have this thing, a can of Pepsi is only $4.50. Get 2 cans of Pepsi for $5. Oh, bargain, Dora. Let's get 2 of those suckers. I don't need 2 suckers, but here I bought 2 of them because they're on special, right? 50 cents more and you get another whole can? Friggin' hell, that's a deal. You know, it might be a deal, but it wasn't a deal for my stomach. And you'll find that most service stations have these same specials every week. So subliminally, you are falling for these. So yeah, I fell for them. I was just drinking lots of Pepsi. And then when I'm like, mind you guys, you'd seen me at the beach walking in the morning. So, you know, I'm still exercising, but I'm drinking my calories. And I generally eat pretty good. But when I start drinking Pepsi, I start kind of not thinking, well, I'm having this much sugar. Stuff it. Let's just go home, buy a McDonald's and get a cheeseburger. So, Susan, you are so lucky because you have the no temptation. You know, you tend to, you know, you're working on your farm. You don't need to go out of your, you know, your property area, your little community. And there's no McDonald's in your little area. You know, you don't need to fall for this marketing. And then you're probably stronger than me that you wouldn't fall for this marketing. But I do. I'm just telling you, I'm human. And even with, you know, all the exercise I think I do that's supposed to be really good for my body, it's about what you put in your gob. So you can do all the exercise you want. If you're not actually controlling what you put in your mouth, then frig, you know, you'll get bigger, just saying. So yeah, my stomach was really bloated. Gosh, this is beautiful, guys. Okay, let's have some water. Actually, just thought of something. I'm actually halfway through my water. I wanted to go for a fair walk today, guys. So we're just going to go back to my car because I'm not that far from it and get my other bottle of water. So, what have I drank this morning? Oh God, no, this is my first half litre. Yeah, normally with my green juice, green powder that I drink, so it's already half a litre. So I'm a bit behind my water intake this morning because I didn't have my green powder. No wonder why I'm thirsty. And I had that bone broth, right? Bone broth probably has those natural salts that make you a little bit thirstier. So, yeah, going back to the car, get some more water, and then we'll keep on walking. So, who's in the chat today, guys? Oh yeah, Wayne, definitely. I definitely have the right to express myself. And I always say that, guys. I'm unapologetic with myself. I'm not going to apologise for my thoughts because they are just thoughts. But they're my thoughts, right? And this is like my online photo album. I openly talk about, like, you know, sometimes I'll do a live randomly at different times that I normally don't do a live. And I'll just get random people jump on. No one I kind of know. And I'll just ignore them because they're just talking stupid stuff, right? And I'll just, you know, talk about what I want to talk about, which is like, for example, the other night I just did the 9K, well, I was just finishing off the 9-kilometre walk for suicide prevention. And I just wanted to remind myself of that feeling that afternoon. So I quickly did a live and, yeah, videotaped myself talking about, you know, my experience walking with my friend Esther's husband. So Esther passed away, and you know, her husband, this is the first time he did a walk with me for mental health awareness, or sorry, suicide awareness, should I say. And that was quite emotionally, yeah, it was a big day, big afternoon. And I wanted to share that. I wanted to share that with myself. So I did a live. I know this is really weird, right? But if I did a live, I'm recording it, I'm putting it online so that it's always there. So that I can come back and remember that afternoon and those moments. Why would I want to remember those moments? Because sometimes it is good to remember those moments and sit with your thoughts. I was crying. But otherwise, I would have recorded on my phone. My phone would have got full. It then would have went to a hard drive, and it would be buried under all my other videos. So yeah. So that's why I do talk what I do and talk what I can't, just give it a second. So drinking a bit of electrolytes. It's warm today, guys. I'm going to take my jumper out. I don't need my jumper. Whoops. Don't need my headphones. I have a poo bag for dogs. I've probably got shells in that. Hey, let me show you what I've got here. This is the book I'm reading. The Power of Now by Erhard Tolle. The Power of Now, a guide to spiritual enlightenment. Erhard Tolle. 2 million copies sold, probably way more than that now. It's the book, right? I've never read it. This is the book I just finished, my first book of the year. Switch on Your Brain by Caroline Leaf. Switch on Your Brain by Caroline Leaf. Actually, let me turn around these guys. Here we go. Switch on Your Brain. The Key to Peak Happiness, Thinking and Health by Dr. Caroline Leaf. That book is really good, guys. I'm really, really, really grateful that I read that. So guys, if you can get to a library and you're into kind of, you know, different thinking and, you know, just thinking about your brain, my God, guys, that is a really good book. Switch on Your Brain. Dr. Caroline Leaf. Get it from your library. You can ask your library to get it in too. And then this is the other book I'm reading now. The Power of Now by Erhard Tolle. Many people have read this book. It's a big book. That's what he looks like. He's got a YouTube page and it's huge. Every day there's an upload. All right, I want to get another bottle of water. Let's do a bottle exchange, guys. Where's my bottle? Okay, let's finish this off. Let's finish this water and we'll exchange the water bottle. Okay, we've done half a litre. Half a litre of the 3.7 litres we need to drink. Having a little bit of my electrolytes. Because when you're drinking a lot of water, you're also depleting your body of minerals too, so because you're weeing them out, right? Okay. What we need. So guys, the sun has pretty much risen now, guys. This is Redcliffe Peninsula. So that was the tractor was doing, it's raking up the ground. So it just goes back and forth. It's right down there now, Lavender's Rock that we walked from before. And it just goes up and back, just this strip here. So that's Redcliffe Beach, Sutton's Beach, and then it comes to Margate. We're walking through Margate up to Clontarf area, then it goes to Woody Point. So Redcliffe Peninsula is made up of a lot of different suburbs. I live in a suburb in Redcliffe. 5 minutes from the beach. Sorry, 5 minutes, not 5 metres. 5 minutes from the beach. And I'm truly grateful that I get to call this home. So guys, 5 for 5 today, this week. Normally I don't get to the beach every morning. I normally do Pilates a couple of times a week. But this week my Pilates teacher's away, so I have got myself up before sunrise. And I would say next week, more than likely, we're going to start missing the actual sunrise. Because, yeah, the sun is rising a minute or two each morning earlier, because we're in spring now here in southeast Queensland, or in Queensland, or Australia, should I say. It is spring. The 1st of September is spring here in Australia. I know it's different for you guys in the Northern Hemisphere. It's autumn for you guys. And I don't know if it's the 1st of September that you turn into autumn. I'm not sure how it works for you guys. I only know how it works for us. But yeah, we're moving into summer. They reckon next Wednesday is actually going to be a really hot day. It's going to be over 30 degrees. So that's like summer weather in spring. So we're warming up to quite a warm summer, which I'm down for. I love summer and spring. And I know Susan's going to go, no, I like the cold. Oh, it's a bit windy, guys. Windy. Not as windy as yesterday, guys. We had westerly winds here and it was really windy. Oh, has Jim been? See you, Jim. So guys, sorry Susan, did Jim hear my comment about the tractor? Oh, Susan's gone too. Yes, she's got to go sort out her animals. Okay, so you've been reading stuff online about screen printing and stuff. Okay, makes sense, Wayne? Yeah, Susan, I just saw that. Whew. Okay, guys. Now I'm thinking to myself, I should have kept my jumper, my sweater. It's getting a little windy. That's right. If we keep on walking, guys, if we walk faster, our body temperature will warm up and we'll be okay, right? Let's see if we can see the pelicans this morning, guys. We haven't seen them. I think we might have saw them on Monday. So, I also need to start doing a little bit more high intensity with my exercising. I need to challenge myself a bit more. So, yeah, now that I'm kind of somewhat in control of my days in this routine of drinking all the water, reading the book, taking a photo, eating healthy. It's a lot, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's a lot because, it's much easier to be not in control. Much easier to just go, you know what? Oh, God, I'm just going to get my takeaway lunch today. So much easier, right? But no, I'm not allowed to have takeaway food. I've got to have everything, made from home. Actually, that brings me to, I didn't actually make a salad for today because I knew I wasn't working today. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on a second, guys. Let me just put you there. My shoelace needs to be tightened. Go. Yeah, so I was talking about intensity. I'm at the start, I was just like, just get your exercise done. Walking is easy. Like, I know, I'm not saying that in like I'm up myself way, but walking is easy for me. I'm used to walking, right? You guys have seen me walk before I did the 75 hard. I'd be out here most mornings doing a walk. So it's not that challenging for me. So 75 hard is supposed to be hard, right? You got to challenge yourself. If I just keep on doing the normal walking, then I'm probably not going to get the most benefits out of it. So when I'm walking, I probably should be doing, like the other day, I think it was Tuesday, I was doing jumping jacks. And that gets my heart rate going. So we might actually stop up here, put the phone down, and we'll do some jumping jacks. Because the jumping jacks will just get my heart rate going, and then we'll keep on walking again. So that's why, like, I'm trying to, you know, get the arms moving, not just walk like this. Because I tend to sometimes walk like that when I'm looking at the phone. So, again, I'm not sorry that I don't catch the live chat that often. I kind of just catch bits and pieces. And then, I get you guys to, if there's something important, you guys will tell me again anyway. So, I will tell you guys, our friend Susan, yeah, Wayne, I thought you were reading stuff online, you were meant, but you're reading a book while you're listening to me exercise. Okay, cool. I wanted to tell you about my friend Deb. So guys, a lot of you guys know Deb Warwick from the chat. So normally she's here visiting us in the chat, saying hello. I got a message from her daughter actually saying that she's actually in hospital and to pray for her. And then I got another message. She actually jumped into our live the next day saying her mum was about to go in for operation. They found out what's wrong and, to pray for her. So we haven't heard from her since. I obviously don't know the daughter's name. I do know her name, but I don't know her handle. She was using her mum's handle to message me. And Deb's not a content creator, so I can't email her, or there's no kind of videos to leave messages kind of thing. So I don't know. So no news is good news, right? But yeah, I am thinking about our friend Deb. And I know Deb sometimes listens to the replays. So if Deb is listening, I hope everything's okay, Deb, and that the surgery is successful and that you're recovering. All right. So let's prepare for some jumping jacks. I'm pulling up my pants because my leggings are falling down. Don't know why. All right, let's jumping jack time. Whoops. 20, and I just got a whole lot of sand in my shoes, but that's all right. That's all right, hey. It's going to be there anyway. So you can hear my breathing. It does get your heart rate going, right? Heart rate up. Hi Miranda. It's Grandma Parents' Day tomorrow. It's Grandma Parents' Day today, I'm thinking they're trying to say. Okay, cool. I don't have any grandparents that are alive anymore, unfortunately. They've all passed on, which is sad. All right, guys, let's walk while our heart rate is elevated. Whew, that feels good. It is 7:10 a.m. and God, it honestly feels like 8 o'clock. So yeah, the sun is getting higher and it's rising a lot faster. So Wayne, what are you reading? I showed you the books that I'm reading. Can you tell us about the book that you're reading? Oh, about screen printing. Okay, righto, yep. Get it. Have you done any screen printing lately? I know sometimes you do special requests from some of your YouTubey friends that you put logos on their shirts and stuff like that. Have you done anything like that lately? So normally when we get to these kind of stormwater drains, we spot the pelicans. I don't know if Maddie's still there. Maddie, you still there? Maddie loves animals. Hey, Nana Ange. Hello, Ange. How you going, buddy? How you recovered from your big live this morning, right? No, well you're in the night time. Yeah, so yeah, are you recovering from your big live that you did in the morning? I caught about half an hour of it. Your Halloween kind of intro, I guess. You're getting ready for Halloween. I really liked your nails you had on. Ange, did you paint those nails? Or are they actual acrylic nails that come like that? Or like you did the design on your fingertips, like what I'm trying to say? Because it's quite a nice design. So, Ange, have you met Wayne? Wayne is from Custom Screen Printing. So that's Wayne that I'm just kind of talking to. Oh, you painted them. Wowzers. Okay, so do you like paint the blue first and then you kind of put the white over the top and then you put some other colour, like it's a layering effect, right? I'd be curious, like do you do videos on how you actually do your nails? I'd be curious to watch that. it's really interesting. Sometimes you can come down here and this whole stormwater drain is covered. You can't even see it. It's covered in sand. And then some days, low tide, it just moves the water. All the rocks are exposed. It's amazing what, the wind and the ocean, Mother Nature does, right? Inside the little barnacles. You can see the barnacles in there. Okay, no, where are you, pelicans? There's no fishing guys today, so normally if there's fishing guys, you'll see the pelicans, because the pelicans are very smart to know that the fishermen are catching fish. There's always bait. Okay, see ya, Wayne. He's off to do a live. So Custom Screen Printing does quite a few lives. He's a good supporter of the channel. He's always, coming in saying hello, making friends. And then, I go over and check out his page too when he does lives. Okay, so now Ange said yes, painted with cat eye gel. Okay, so you move that glitter where you want with a magnet. Several videos and nails. So Ange, talking about this magnet thing, have you got any videos doing that? That is interesting. I'd like to see that. So you paint cat eye gel on, and then you use a magnet to move the paint around. So do you actually have any videos on that? Really curious to see that. Never heard of that before. Didn't even know that it was a thing. That's interesting. So you finished your day today, Ange? That was another question I was going to ask you. So you're doing those lives from your house. Do you do your work from your house, or do you have a salon? Fruit nail video. Okay, I will. Fruit nail video. Okay. Interesting. I'm very intrigued. You paint fruit on your nails? You don't have to answer. I will check it out in your video. That sounds interesting. You work from home. Okay, so you get clients to come to your house and you do their nails? You have a lot of channels, a lot of nail channels. I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm not into nails myself, so I don't know the YouTube videos and all that stuff. But I noticed yesterday when I was watching your video that when you were reading out the names for, there were people who were in your competition to win, you were mentioning a lot of nail technician channels. So there obviously is a lot of nail technician channels, isn't there? Again, things I don't know, right? Unless I followed you and subscribed, I would never have known these things. So there's a market for everything on YouTube, right? I should know that, right? Rock collecting is a thing on YouTube. There'll be rock collector pages, but yeah, I'm naive to think that there wasn't, but yeah, I was like, oh wow, all these nail channels. And do the rest of them also do lives too? Not that I'm ready to go check out their channels, but I'm just curious. Do you guys have like a whole thing where? Or were you the only one kind of doing the lives and everyone kind of comes to your channel? Because, you seem to have quite a big gathering of people. Like there was like 30 odd people. I think there was like 38 people at one stage watching you. So they're pretty good numbers, Ange. Oh, so you actually don't do nails. That's not your full-time gig. Right. So nails is a passion of yours. Okay, again, I'm learning some new things about Ange. Right. So nails are complete passion. Right. Are you certified yourself? You said that most of us are not certified nails. And non-certified. Okay, so you are. You're not certified. You're just nail enthusiasts. Oh, I love that. Right. Wow. So you do your own nails. You don't go to a nail technician yourself. Never normally see these rocks. They're normally always covered over with sand. Claire's there. Claire's there. It's very interesting, right? So Angel's got here, thank you. Nails are my happy place. Yes, I've always do my own nails. Oh, that's great. And then you do other people's nails too, just every now and then? But that's not really your thing. Like mainly yours is like collecting and gathering, you know, new items for your nails, trying out new techniques. Oh, that's great. Well, they do say, right, you know, when you make something full time and it's your hobby, then it loses that lust, that passion. So you kind of get the best of both worlds where you get a way, an escape from it by working, which pays for the passion, right? And then you get to express your passion on YouTube and on your nails. That's beautiful. So any plans for the weekend, Ange? Because obviously you're not working on the weekend. Okay, you do friends and family. You obviously charge them, right? You don't do it for free. But you obviously do it because you love it too, right? Or is it like it is starting to be budding little part-time income for you? Obviously the IRS is not listening. Well, I hope they're not listening. So it's low tide enough that we get to walk over round to the point today. So yeah, a lot of times we walk down here and the tide is coming up, so we can't actually even get through. So these become like little private beaches through here. I love this little section. This is my little favourite. This is my happy place down here. If I go swimming, this is where I go swimming. So this is Scott's Point. There's barbecues up there. Okay, getcha. Okay, so no charge. It's basically a donation for the cost of the supplies, which makes sense, right? Get it. Good way to do it. That way it doesn't cost you to keep on buying all the supplies, right? That's a nice exchange. It's like a barter system, right? So any plans this weekend, Ange? So you own that camper van that you were using? Do you use it often? Do you ever go away for long weekends or... Well, I mean you do, because that's where you went away for Labour weekend. That's nice that you got a camper, right? So down here we have some nice little boat houses. That's a cute one. Some nice houses down here. Just recently been big mansions down here. This is a cute little one. They've got an exercise bike at the back there. Oh, that'd be quite nice to use the exercise bike there, watching the sunrise. Imagine that. You can ride your exercise bike in there and the sunrise would be rising up here. It'd be beautiful. So, because of the movement of the wind at the moment, you've got a whole lot of seagrass here. It's normally not like this, guys. As I said, this is where I normally swim. You don't often see all the seagrass down here. That's a lot of seagrass. But if you look at the positive way, that seagrass means that there's a lot of seagrass out there and the dugongs eat the seagrass. I have yet to see a dugong. A dugong is like a mantipee. I don't know what they call it. There's an American, English kind of another word that you guys use it over there. Manatee. Manatee. I think they're the same kind of thing, but a little bit different. So a dugong, we call it a sea cow. It's like a cow that swims. It's very cool. I've never seen one. They're out here. Not that plentiful just in this area, but there is seagrass. They eat that stuff. The Bribie Passage, which is around the other side of Redcliffe Peninsula, is Bribie Passage. There's an island called Bribie Island, so you could just drive over on a bridge. I should do a live from down there one day. I'll go for a walk one afternoon down there. It's really nice down there. You never know, we might even see a dugong. So that's a new mansion that's just been built. These palm trees were basic. They were the first things they put here. So the land was cleared and they brought these big palm trees in and started, establishing them. And then they built the house around it. And then you've got a pool on the deck. Yeah, these guys have got a lot of toys, right? This is a really nice traditional beach hut. Apparently it's become somewhat kind of historic. The guys that own that property had to renovate it because it was falling apart and they couldn't actually change the design. They had to stay the same design. But because it's some kind of historical kind of, original building here. Wow, it's very rocky. So normally I come down here and I kick another rock. So you know how I normally kick a rock, the Lavender's Rock down that end, literally down that end. That's where we walked from. Zoom, that's where we walked from. Then we walk down here, we find a rock, kick. So last Friday we were walking through here. Might as well show you. I don't know who else is here, guys. Ange and whoever else is here. Last week was just me and Deb, actually. But you see here, you gotta be careful. There's a lot of erosion happening here. A lot of these rocks are falling in. I like it down here. It's kind of like my happy place too. I feel like I'm in the wild. Dora in the wild. The rocks are really cool. Gotta be careful coming through here. Watch where you're stepping. But you can see up here, that's someone's backyard and they're losing it bit by bit. That's erosion, right? The wind. I mean, the water would never get up there. The water would definitely come through here sometimes though, on high tide. But yeah, the wind is making that all erode, the sun, it's dry. Yeah, so eventually, bit by bit, these trees are all going to fall in. There used to be caves here, just through there actually. There used to be a cave when we were younger. Guys used to go smoke in there and, have little bonfires. But yeah, kind of, if you just walk through here, you kind of think that you're in Dora's in the wild. She's in the wild. What will she see? What will she see? She will see a bit of, I don't know what you'd call that. I think that's sandstone because it's very kind of sandy. So I'm so distracted, aren't I? I don't know. Oh, it's like chalk. Look. interesting. So yeah, it's very pretty in here. Like I said, it just kind of reminds me that I'm in the wild. Hey Gina, how you going? Yeah, this is kind of like my happy place. This is definitely my happy place for a swim. I love coming here. This is called Scott's Point or Scott's Cove. So a lot of the time this is all cut off because the tide comes up. There is a fisherman over here. 2 people just walked away with their fishing stuff. So yeah, it's a bit slippery out there, so you gotta be careful. But last Friday I was sitting in here. Not sitting, I was literally playing in here. So let's play in here. Because, you know, life is about playing, guys. Like, I mean, I say this a lot. I'm not being, you know, that like life is for living, right? Like, there's so much time to be adults, like, you know, pay debts and taxes and stuff like that. Why not just act a fool and have fun, right? So that's me, acting a fool and having fun. So what I'm just trying to do is trying to find somewhere I can put this phone. This is half my time, is trying to find somewhere to put a phone so I don't have to hold it because I don't have a tripod. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if that stays. Stay there, stay there. So, Dora, watch your feet because, you know, it's slippery. So, I don't take myself very seriously. I don't know if you've noticed that. Can you hear me? I don't take myself very seriously at all. Like, not at all. Like, I'll act the fool and I don't care. And yes, I'm a middle-aged lady. I just turned 50 and I don't care. I want to act a fool, I want to dance and have fun. So yeah, let's do a dance. Let's do a rock dance. It's Friday, let's rock on. Okay. First of all, I need a song. I need a song in my head so I can get the beat. The beat goes on. Got it. Okay. Oh, that's a bit slippery. Be careful. Be careful. The beat goes on and on and on. The beat goes on and on and on. The beat goes on and on and on. The beat goes on and on. Yeah, that's me rock dancing. Okay, this is rock. We're rock dancing, we're rock dancing, we're rock dancing, we're rock dancing. Oh. We're rock dancing, we're rock oh, extra exercise today, guys. We are rock dancing. Rock, 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 dancing. We're rock, 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 dancing. Okay. You shouldn't pick up things in the wild, just let it be in the wild, right? Anyway, that was rock dancing. As I said, I don't take myself seriously. I can't dance and I don't care. Because, you know, life's about living. Like, have fun, man. Have fun. You know, like, so people are so scared of, you know, being so, you know, what they look like and how they're perceived. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, honestly, do you. Like, and I'll do me. And it gets the heart rate going too. Anyway, let's have some water. So yeah, that's why I do this dancing with Dora on a Wednesday. And most of my videos, you'll see some kind of random dancing interjected in there. Because, yeah, I just don't care. And dancing is fun and expression. Like when we were younger, we danced all the time. We skipped, we jumped, we had fun, we laughed and peed. What happened? Yes, we got jobs, people had children. You know, people are grandmothers and grandparents now, even great-grandparents now. You know, we've got serious jobs, we've got stressful jobs, we're semi-retired, we've got health issues, we've got this, we've got that, right? And we forget about the joy we used to have as kids. Like, we used to have so much fun. You know, like when I walk through here, I have that same flashback of being a kid, like this is like uncharted territory, like, you know, this is an adventure. It's like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It's the Rocks of Doom. You know, I'm like Tomb Raider, or like, you know, I'm the Dora the Explorer. I'm exploring the rocks and, you know, seeing what's there. Plants are there, looking at the erosion, looking at the houses, I'm just finding joy. Like there's all these beautiful purple flowers here, just above there. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Zoom, zoom. There's some purple flowers. You know, you're just observing nature, right? And how the rocks have fallen down and landed. You know, like you can make a cubby house in there. Remember when we used to make cubby houses? Just saw the joy. We weren't stressed. We weren't thinking about, oh my God, I gotta pay my bills. Like literally I have to pay a bill. And it's not because I don't have the money in the account. I just keep on forgetting to pay the bill. They're good problems to have, right? I understand that, you know, bills are a big part of our lives. But, you know, also living and just having some fun and finding your joy. Finding your joy, right? Oh, look at this. Okay, let me put my phone down, my bottle down. Look at this. There is a rainbow lorikeet. Let me just see if I can stabilise myself. Where am I looking? Oh, he's hidden. There was a beautiful rainbow lorikeet with these beautiful rainbow colours. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, you guys can't really see him. Oh, yeah, maybe. He's got some beautiful colours on him. So anyway, we should keep on walking, right? Walking back. Now, while I'm here, let me just test something, guys. So I bring a bag with me because I traditionally run out of battery on my phone. Now, I just got this one called it's Energizer, like an Energizer bunny, you know, keeps going and going. That's what people call me sometimes. So Energizer, it's a charger for your phone, right? Makes sense, right? So anyway, just give me a second. Let me just unplug. So, I don't know what's going on with my phone, right? You know how you plug that into the bottom of your phone? No. Oh, it does go. Okay, having a bit of a blonde moment here, right? There is blonde somewhere under here. No, there's not, and if you're blonde, sorry. But I had my headphones in this morning and I couldn't plug them in. I don't know why. It was like it was grainy, like I had sand in there, which is highly probable because I put the phone down to do a jumping for the Joyland Beach, right? So I couldn't plug it in. So let me just now find the rest of the, where did I just put that, guys? Oh, yeah. So now let's plug this guy's in. Okay, just give me a second. Not very graceful. Okay, let me show you what I'm doing here, guys. Oh, there we go. Plugging that now into there. Why isn't it plugging in? Okay, there we go. We have power, guys. I've got the power. Woohoo, I got the power. I got the power. We've got the power. We've got the power. Okay, so I've got power. That's good. I don't need, I'll plug it in now for a while. It's always good to plug these things in before you need to plug them in, because I find that I get distracted and I'm talking away and then I go, oh shit, the phone just dropped out. Literally, the phone died because the battery went flat. All right, so let's think about where we're going out of here. Whoa. So yeah, this is my happy place. Just makes me feel alive, feels me like I'm on a proper adventure. I'm, you know, rock climbing. We're rock climbing, guys. Like, look at this, guys. We're rock climbing. Let's be careful, Dora. We're rock climbing. Up here we go. We're literally rock climbing on a live. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, we're rock climbing. Don't try this at home, guys. No, of course you can. This is not hard, guys. This is just little bits of rocks. But yeah. It's nice to take it in, actually. I'm going to turn you around, show you what I'm looking at. On top of my little rock. What a marvellous day, guys. What a day to be alive and to be grateful. You know, there's people that didn't wake up this morning. So That's the first thing you should be grateful when you wake up in the morning. Given that you guys, I know, Gina, you're in Georgia, Nana, Ange is in Iowa. You're in the Northern Hemisphere and it's in the afternoon, so I guess, you're halfway through your day. But that's what I always think about when I wake up in the morning is like, some people didn't wake up this morning and we get to live this day. So this day is a gift. And what we do with it is up to us, but why waste it, right? So I get the hell out of bed and get my day going. And yes, I understand that, there are some people in the mornings that can't get up out of bed because of, health conditions and stuff like that. I feel for that. I'm not ditching that. That is definitely a real thing. So another thing to be grateful, right? That we actually got up this morning and were able to get up and do all this movement. And these legs, thank you. Thank you, legs. Thank you, knees. Thank you, ankles. It's really, I think we can't spend enough time being grateful enough. Love to know, guys, Gina, Ange, you guys are, through your day. What are you grateful for today, guys? Right now, could you just put in the comments what you're grateful for? I'd love to know. No thinking about it, just give me your honest first, thoughts. All right, now I need to get down, guys. I kind of didn't factor that in, did I? So, health and safety first, right, guys? Because really, when you're climbing, you should do 3 points of connection, which means like 2 feet on the ground or 2 hands. So let me just put this down. So you won't be able to see this, guys. So Angie's got, I'm grateful that tomorrow is Friday and I get to see my son. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Okay, so let me do let me unplug you for a second. So not that I'm a climber, guys. I am definitely not a climber. Like as I said, okay, let's put this down. But, I'm not opposed to doing a bit of scrambling when I go hiking up mountains and you got to climb to, you've got a summit. So you got to do a bit of scrambling up and down. So let's tell you a little bit about that. I'm going to put you down somehow. Where can I hold you? There you go. Maybe you can sit there. There you go. All right. You can hear me, right? So you should have 3 points of contact. 2 hands, 2 feet. So you've got 2 hands on the ground. One foot can go up. And then 1 foot goes down. 3 points. I've got 1 leg up in the air. 2 feet on the ground, 1 hand in the air. So 3 points of connection. So I'm going down here. I'm just holding on to the rocks. Okay. Okay. Much easier going up, isn't it? I do that one-handed. All right. We're safe. We're safe. Very important to be safe. All right. And you should always have proper shoes on too. Like when you're trying to do rock climbing and stuff like that. These aren't greatest shoes, not really for rock climbing, but I know their capabilities. It's gotta be safe, right? But yeah, choose your shoes. Let me plug this back in. Okay, we're back in. We've got power. We have power, people. We have power. Okay. All right, let's start walking again. All right. Look at the colouring in this. This is so cool. Look at the colouring. Look at the lines. That is so cool. Mother Nature, hey? Created those lines. So beautiful. So yeah, sooner or later, all that stuff, all those trees will eventually fall in here. So you gotta be careful through here. Take your own risk. You wouldn't come through here when it was a bit windy, just saying, guys. All right, let's be walking. Where are we going to walk? Hello, birdies. So there's a bit of sound in the background. They're building or they're doing something. The council are doing something on the beach over there or near the toilets. Actually need to go to the toilet. Oh, what a beautiful day, guys. Look at that water. See the reflection of the pine trees? Love that. I'd love to paint that. So sometimes my friend Carrie's watercolours comes on and I'm always like, man, that would be so cool to paint. So where is your son? How far does he live away from you, Ange? Is this the son that has your grandchild that you're having a first birthday party for? I heard you saying yesterday on your live that you were having a Harry Potter birthday party for the first birthday of your grandchild. And I'm with you, I've never read Harry Potter, and I don't plan to read Harry Potter, and I don't plan to watch the movies either. I'm just not into it. And mind you, I just don't have kids, so, but then you can see, Ange, you've got kids and you've got grandchildren, you're still not into it. So you're either going to be into it or you're not. Some people are die-hard Harry Potter people, right? Yeah, not a fan. I mean, I don't know if I'm a fan, I just don't want to read that book. So yeah. Magic wand. I reckon this house here would be quite nice to have. I used to have a big tree. You can see this tree stump that's still there. Used to have a massive tree there that covered the beach and was a nice shade. So you'd sit here on the rocks under the tree and it was beautiful. But yeah, they got it cut down because it was pretty much falling over their house and everything. But it made that house, it shaded that house too. But yeah, this is kind of like the $1 million houses down this end. There's a little section here. There's a few little areas in Redcliffe, the $1 Million Rows. There's a street called Fortune Street. And I think you have to have very good fortune to live in Fortune Street. It's right down that way, about 15 minutes away driving. Oh, maybe 10 minutes away driving. It'd take me an hour to walk down there. But there's a street called Fortune Street and literally you're on the water, like here, backs up on the water. So you have your own private beach. It's not private, but most times the tide is so high that you can't get to it. So it is quite private. And the houses are massive. They're, big mansions. And yeah, so that's where they all live. And it's very, very, the houses are massive and they're beautiful houses. I just love where they live. It's on the beach. It's on the point. It'd just be really nice to have this kind of like mystery little beach that, not everyone gets to go see. I think it'd be fun. Not to have a McMansion. I think a McMansion would be, well, I mean, if you've got the money, why not, right? But you've got to clean it then. Then I guess you could afford the cleaners, right? But I do like cleaning. It's springtime here, so spring cleaning is kind of in the air. Last weekend I did a bit of spring cleaning. And it's good mentally to clean up a little bit. Like I cleaned up the kitchen. I cleaned my tea section. I had a whole lot of teas that I was hoarding that I, don't even, drink much. So just chuck them. I cleaned it all up. It feels so good when you actually chuck away stuff and get rid of it or donate it kind of thing. So yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a bit more spring cleaning this weekend, guys. Just to, clean up a bit, right? No, this is your youngster. He's just got married. He's expecting his second grandchild. Oh, that's exciting. Ange? Ange is going to have her second grandchild. Oh, that's lovely. Do they know what they're having? So you have a granddaughter, right? Is that your first child? Your first grandbaby's a daughter that's having the first birthday soon, the Harry Potter themed birthday? Oh, he lives 3 hours away in Minnesota. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's why you don't get to see them very often. Oh, that's exciting, Ange. Are they going to stay over for the weekend or just visit for the day? So you've got 2 boys and now you're going to have 2 granddaughters. They're staying for the weekend. Oh, that's exciting. So is your other son family in your area? So you're going to have all the kids around this weekend and your 1 grandchild, and then obviously you're expecting grandchild to be home. That's exciting. So you've had 2 boys and now you're going to have 2 grandbabies. Well, that's going to be a completely different experience for you. And I know that, you'll be loving having to buy little frilly dresses and do all the girly things that you didn't get to do with your boys, right? Oh, that'll be fun. Oh, God. So your son, he'll live in the middle. So you're in Iowa, right? So you're in Minnesota is where your son is, 3 hours away north. And then you've got to the west, South Dakota, where your other son lives. Oh, my goodness. But, 3 hours is doable. It's not that far, right? It's not like, 6 hours away where you got to fly. That's, that is doable. I mean, it's a long day if you had to do it through a day, but it's doable. Like, there's a place called Byron Bay, which is 3 hours away from here. And I've done that in a day. You just got to leave early, right? And you come home late. But, I like driving. Everyone's different, right? Love a good road trip. Actually, there's an adventure I really would like to do soon. Actually, you know what? I might do that soon, actually. So it's 4 hours drive from here. So if I did that in a day, that's a lot of driving in one day. But there's a railway tunnel that you can drive through. Love railway tunnels. But some friends of mine, and I have actually met them on the beach a few times, and they're YouTubers. So I was doing a live one day and we had a good old chat and hug. I introduced you guys to them on the live. Their name's Nikita and, oh my God, Anita? Is it Anita? Anita and Nikita. They're a mother and daughter. They both have single channels, but yeah, they love adventures. And they did it. I think it wasn't Anita. I think it was the mother. She did an adventure with her grandchild where they drove up to this railway tunnel in a day, and it's 4 hours from here. So all in a day they left early, drove 4 hours up there, did the drive through, went for a bit of a walk, had lunch and stuff, and then drove the 4 hours back. Actually, now I think about it, that's a bit too much for one day. I mean, I could do it, but yeah, I don't think so. I mean, what's the joy in that, right? I know I could do it, but what's the joy? It'd be nice to stay overnight actually up there. It's not a bad idea. It's around the Bundaberg region. I actually do have a friend up there. I could go stay with them. Even their parents live up there. I could go stay with them. Actually, yeah, I could do that. You don't always have to, stay in accommodation. I'm a bit of a cheap ass. I like to, don't always want to stay in motels and hotels and stuff like that. It's nice to also catch up with friends and insert yourself in their lives, right? They can only say no. But that's not a bad idea. I could do that over a weekend. Yeah. Oh, that'll be lovely, Ange. No, so are you doing like, are you cooking all the food? Is it going to be like a big cook up kind of thing, barbecue kind of thing? It's like, you know, your autumn, it's still kind of warmish. Or is it getting a bit cold outside to have barbecues, Ange? Or will you order food in? Or will everyone bring them, you know, bring some food themselves and we all have like a sharing kind of thing? So here comes a guy with a boat. I'm surprised the pelicans aren't around. It's really interesting today, guys. The pelicans aren't around. They've obviously found somewhere else to get their fill. So, guys, we're going to the bathroom. I'm not. You're not going with me, but you're technically going with me. But I will turn the camera around and turn the sound off, and I'll double check that because I have forgotten to turn the sound off. I thought I did press the sound off, and I didn't. Yeah, I need a wee. Naturally, I've been drinking lots of water, right? Probably haven't drank enough water though. Oh, that's not a bait. He's got one of those kite. Look at that fish he's got. Man, if Mike's around here, he'd be like, what the hell? That's cool. So that's one of those he's got a sea canoe. And that's a massive fish he's got there. Yeah, cool. Go him. That's great. Really great. All right. These guys, these are the best sandals. They're called Archies. The best sandals. Thongs. We call them thongs, right? Best thongs on your feet you'll put. So this is the local council truck. Is there someone sitting in it? Oh, they'll be cleaning the toilets actually. Our toilet might be getting cleaned. So that's a really good service. We pay for that in our rates that I've got to pay. Yeah, so they clean the toilets, the amenities that the guys cleaning the men's toilet. And they clean barbecues, put toilet paper in there, make them nice. Now guys, just putting it out there, some cuts out because I put the phone down, I don't know why. I won't come back, okay? So if I go, I won't come back. But if I'm here, just wait for a couple of minutes, I'm just going to piddle to do a number one. Number one. Just here, if you're not, you know, it doesn't matter. Turn you around. Oh, it's all nice and clean. And it's got simple things in life, right? Turn you around. I'm still on mute. I was just saying, I didn't lose you guys. I'm connected still because I got to put you up against the window. You got to peer out the toilet window while I was on mute. So you didn't hear anything. Anyway, nothing to hear anyway. Just going to the toilet. Okay, let's get back on the beach. Let's have some water while we're here. There'll be a lot of football and cooking. Okay, so what football are you watching? Like American football, right? What team do you go for, Ange? Hey, Mike. Literally just missed. There's a guy there canoeing. And he's actually now on the back of his boat. He's gutting his fish. A massive fish, actually. Quite a good sized fish. How are you this afternoon, Mike? Are you finished work for the day? No, you're on a break, aren't you? Oh, you've been sick. What kind of sick, mate? You got the flu? Just feeling sick? Is it just a 24-hour thing? Or too much information? Like, yes, you're glued to the toilet. Never nice when you feel sick, is it? Are you feeling a little bit better now, though? Like, it's the end of the day? Well, not end of the day, but kind of the middle of your day. Obviously, you're feeling yucky enough not to go to work this morning, but have you got better through the day? Okay, so you go for the Minnesota Vikings, Iowa Hawkers, and something Jacks. Both of my boys went to college at SDSU. What does that stand for, Ange? SDSU. I bet you Mike knows because that's kind of Mike's area. Mike, do you go for the Minnesota Vikings because you're living in Minnesota? Oh, you're not feeling good yet. Ah, shit. Okay, well, I really do hope you feel better. Don't stress about, I know it's easy not to say don't stress about not getting back to work, but it's not going to get you any better faster, just saying. Are you actually into meditation or just, sleep? Sleep is the best way to, to recover when you're not feeling really good. You've probably been in and out of sleep all day, probably. Anyway, well, I hope you feel better, mate, and that you're back to work tomorrow morning. And then you've got the weekend. Have you got any plans this weekend, Mike? Ange, who you've met before, she's just your neighbour down the road, right? She's having all her kids over this weekend. So her son and her daughter-in-law, who's very pregnant with a little girl, is coming from Minnesota to see back to Ange's house. And then her other son and grandchild are coming from Dakota. So big weekend at Ange's house, football and cooking. What are you going to cook, Ange? I really want to know. Like, it's interesting. Like, what would you be cooking? Okay, so Mike goes for the Vikings naturally because you're from Minnesota. Okay, South Dakota State University. Okay. So both your boys played college football for them. And, being the good mum you are, you would have been at all the games, right? Most of the games, cheering on your boys. Oh, okay, you're working this weekend because you don't no days off with this job. Ah, crap. Yeah, right, okay. So yeah, you need to get yourself better. Well, I mean, and depending on what's wrong with you, have you talked to a doctor, or you got any some medicine or something or some natural remedies to help fix up what you've got? We're just mumming you here now, Mike, okay? Like, for example, I mean, again, I don't know what's wrong, obviously. And I get it, you don't need to share. But yeah, obviously, sleep's great, but, sometimes we need other things. Not saying that we should always go for medication, but, there is natural stuff. Like honey is bloody good. Like, get a sore throat, a bit of honey. So good for you. Honey is so good. Talking about honey, I haven't had any honey this week. So with this 75 hard, the first 2 weeks that I've been doing the 75 hard, I've been following a particular diet where it's a 2-week block. I'm in the second 2-week block now, where I can introduce sugars and carbs back in, but not, overly too many carbs and sugars. So fruit is definitely back in my diet this week. I'm absolutely obsessed with fruit, but fruit's got a lot of sugar in it. So, you really got to be kind of thinking about, calorie intake. It's a lot, though I don't try to overthink it, to be honest, guys. It's probably why I end up eating way too much fruit. And it's kind of like, not the same, but it's like drinking a can of Coke or Pepsi, that there's a lot of sugar in it. But it's natural sugar, right? But, like anything, everything in moderation, right? So I spent 2 weeks with no sugar, no sweetness. So this week I could have a spoonful of honey. And the honey that we have is actually our own honey. So we used to have bees at our house. And we have one of those flow hives. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're flow hives. So traditionally when you have bees, you've got to have the smoker and you smoke out and you pull the hives, like I don't know what you call the middle things out. And then you've got to put this honey in a spinner and spin it around and get the honey out. That's a lot of work, right? This new age one is called a flow hive. So basically the technology is where there's a turnkey, and then you put a jar underneath, you open the spout and you just turn the key, and I don't know how it works, but the honey comes out into the jar. So it makes it a lot easier to use. So we had 2 of them in our yard. We had 2 different kinds of bees. We had Italian bees and, I don't know, some other one. But what happened was the bees, if you don't look after the hives, like you actually need to be opening the hives up every week and really looking at the hive and making sure that there's no bugs in there. The bees are happy and they've got lots of food and stuff, because if they're not happy, the queen will leave. And then the queen, when the queen leaves the hive, all the bees follow and then, they leave, right? But what actually happened, because we weren't actually, we don't know what we don't know. Our bees ended up attacking each other and they got a little bit friggin' violent. And so basically they were a bit aggressive. And traditionally I've been bitten by bees many a times. So in my yard, I actually bought my family home. So of my father before he passed away, before he actually got sick. I bought it because I wanted to help maintain the house. My dad was a pensioner, asset rich with a house, but no money to fix it, right? That happens a lot. So I bought the house and was starting to renovate it so that the house wouldn't fall down around him. But in that time, unfortunately, he got sick. So anyway, I've got the family house, but my mum used to have a lot of beehives in the backyard. I think at one stage she had like 3 or 4 beehives in the backyard. So it's so good to have your own honey. So I've been bitten by bees many a times, like, running through the yard barefoot like kids should be doing these days, or adults. And I stood on a bee. And the bees don't purposely bite you. But yeah, I got attacked by a bee. Well, not attacked, I stood on a bee. And of course they sting you, right? That's a natural reaction. And they die from that too. And I've never had an issue. But one time, just that one time, At one time, I got bitten. I was walking through the yard and a bee got on my hair, because I've got long hair, right? So the bee was in my hair and I knew I could feel it on it and I flicked it off. But when I flicked it, it's held on and it's stuck and it's come back and hit me on the neck. And of course it's bit me on the neck. And I was like, oh, and I wasn't concerned. I mean, I've bitten by bees before. And then I just kind of went on with my day. It was in the afternoon and I was kind of like, oh, I put a bit of like a Stingo kind of thing, because you know you got stung, right? I put a bit of Stingo on it. And then I just started feeling a bit funny and I couldn't put my finger on the feeling, but my blood pressure was actually going down. I didn't know this, but I had this feeling of like lightheadedness, and I don't have that feeling very often. It's like, what the hell's going on? And I even said to Diego, I said, I don't feel good. I don't know what's wrong. And typical guy, oh, you're right, don't worry, just don't think about it. That's what guys say, right? And like, your own body. And I'm like, I don't feel good. And I said to him, he goes, oh, maybe you just need an antihistamine. So we're looking around the cupboards. I couldn't find an antihistamine. He goes, oh, I'll go get you an antihistamine. So anyway, I was standing in the hallway and I was just like, I don't feel good. And I yelled out to him. I said, hey, I'm going to come with you. I don't want to stay at home by myself. I just had this feeling I just didn't feel good. And hair in my mouth. Didn't feel good. So we're driving to a chemist and we're kind of going past where emergency is for the hospital. And I said to Diego, and this sounds like a drama queen, right? Because he goes, you're just dramatising. I said, hey, just drop me off at the emergency. I'll walk in. You go get the histamine and bring it back. By the time that time comes, at least I know that I'm in a safe place, because I feel this funny weirdness. So he dropped me off. And I'm literally about to walk into the hospital, into the emergency, and I yell out to the lady, because I see a lady talking to a guy. I said, I don't feel very good. And then I just literally fainted backwards. Hit the concrete, blockhead. And that's the quickest way to get into an emergency, just saying. So yeah, obviously, people came running everywhere. And next thing I know, I'm like lying up there going, can you move? I'm like, yeah, I think so. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what happened? And they're like, well, what happened to you? I'm like, why are you here? And I went, oh, I got bitten by a bee. And they're like, are you allergic? I said, I don't think so. And they said, I think you are. So, I had an allergic reaction. Basically the bee made my blood pressure drop, that I fainted. So lucky, hey guys. I mean, I don't know, I've never fainted before really. But if I fainted at home by myself, I would just wake up, wouldn't I? I don't know, not sure. But anyway, that's what happened. So long story short, they had to give me an adrenaline shot. And they said, you now have to carry an EpiPen with you. Does Dora have an EpiPen with her? No, she doesn't. But yeah, I need to carry an EpiPen with me, that if I got bitten by a bug, a bee again, that if I feel funny again, I just need to, stab myself in the leg. And then I apparently have to ring an ambulance. So once you use an EpiPen, they say that you should ring an ambulance. So that kind of sucks. But never been bitten by a bee again since. I was a bit worried about when that first happened. But anyway, what happened was we had to get rid of the beehives, obviously, because the beehives were starting to be a bit chaotic. Diego had been bitten by the bees a lot, and that was the first time I'd been bitten by those bees, and that was my reaction. So we took the bees up to my mum's house at the farm. Anyway, since then, again, we didn't look after them, and they left. So the beehive is now home, getting stripped and getting looked after, like made, got a lack of the outside of them again. So we're going to get some more bees soon, and yeah, we'll have honey again. But we've got heaps of honey at home still, like probably 2 barrels of it still at home. So it's so good to have, your own honey, and it tastes amazing. Okay, so you're going to have Ange. Okay, so Mike's got no, just medicine. Okay, well, I hope the medicine works, Mike. So I was asking Ange what she's going to cook up this weekend. So she's got peasant nuggets. What are peasant nuggets? Fries for one meal, then dips and appetizers for game food. Hot tea with honey. Yeah, hot tea with honey is lovely, yeah. So we're back to the car. Are we going to walk anymore? Do we need to walk anymore? Oh, I don't know. I feel pretty good, guys. Actually, let me look how many steps I've done this morning, guys. Okay, so we've walked 8,632 steps. We've done 5.6 Ks this morning already. Well, I think that's sufficient, guys. Like I said, it's my morning, it's my day off today. I want to do a bit of spring cleaning. I've got to do some invoicing. Oh, there's many things. I've got to pay a bill. There's many things. So I don't need to walk anymore. I'll do a walk this afternoon. Actually thinking about doing a river walk along the river, Brisbane River, which would be a lovely walk. I've never actually done the whole lot, so actually thinking about doing that one. I probably won't do a live, but I might, you never know. I make my lives up when I do. So, Ange, have an amazing weekend, or not long weekend, but a weekend with your kids. I'm just going to do some stretching. Oh, and my water bottle. Mike, I hope you feel a bit better, hey? I hope you feel a bit better. We're going to take our shoes off because they're full of sand, literally, like a whole beach of sand. I always take home lots and lots of sand. Dude, that's another thing, I want to clean my car out this weekend. My car is a brothel. Oh. Man. Honestly, I don't know why I don't stretch enough, because stretching feels so good. Hey Paul, how you going? Have a great Friday, Ange. Enjoy the rest of your night and have a great weekend with your kids, hey? Hey Paul, I was saying before, Paul, I haven't actually heard from Deb's sister, daughter, should I say? So I hope everything's okay with her. How are you going today, mate? How's your weather down in Victoria today? As you see behind me, today is amazing. She is a beautiful day here. Oh, gorgeous day. You got the tractor working the beach, raking it all up to make it all pretty, clean it up. Yeah, I hope she's okay, hey. Yeah, look at my shoes, Paul. This is the first time this has had my shoes. I mean, I know my shoes are like wrecked. They've got seawater all over them from jumping in the water. But look at the back of my shoes. I don't think that's normal. Like, these are Asics. I've never had Asics do this before. So yeah, really not good. I need to get a new pair of shoes, but I'm really not happy with that quality. Ah, the sun is amazingly shining there too. Okay, so that makes it going to be a nice walk, eh? This is great weather to go walking, hey? It's not too hot, and it's nice just to feel that warmth on your body. Oh, love it. So I've done about 5.6 Ks, Paul. And Paul, I have my bag. You've probably been listening for a little bit, probably. Let me just flip you around. I have my bag. Had my charger. I had to charge before, Paul, because I ran out of battery, nearly. You booked your flight to Bali. That's exciting. How much did you pay? Did you get a pretty good deal? Did you get a package holiday? I know you're staying in Legian, right? I think I asked you that before. So you book your accommodation yourself and just get the flight. Did you book your flights online, or do you go to a travel agent? I do a combination of both. Oh my gosh, the sun on my back is just so beautiful right now. All right. Well, I've got a few people here. I'm going to read a Be Happy card. Let's open it up. All right, let me adjust my eyes. All right, what does the card say? Oh. The most important thing is to enjoy your life. To be happy is all that matters. Ooh, I like that. I'll read that again. Most important thing is to enjoy your life. To be happy, it's all that matters. That's all. Yeah, I should flip it around. That way it feels better. All right, you guys can't see that now. There you go. Can you see that? $560 return. Paul, that's so good. Guys, that's my little wish for you guys today. Paul, Mike's he's not feeling amazing today. So that's another wish for you today, mate. And mate, I'm getting like FOMO, fear of missing out. $560. That's like $300 to go to Bali. And from Victoria, that's a lot, that's like 8 hours, right? That's a good flight. That's cheap. Is it a straight flight? Or are you going through? No, you'd go straight through, wouldn't you, from Jetstar? Bloody hell. Is that a special that's going at the moment, Paul? For that price, I'd bloody go to Bali too. But it's cheap. Jesus. I haven't been to Bali for ages. I was talking about Bali before, actually, Paul, and I was saying how Paul is going to Bali in March. Well, he's definitely going now. Oh, shit. I just dropped. Just dropped my little rocks that I had in my little doggy bag. Cleaning out my bag. I don't need to, there we go, put my bag back in its proper place. So my car is not a brothel, or more a brothel than it normally is. I get advised of deals. I'm a Jetstar Club member. Ah, okay, cool. Wow, that's a good deal. $560. Shit. And you're going to book your own accommodation? You're going to go there and book it, or you're going to book it in advance? What's your kind of prep for your trip? Electrolytes. Already booked accommodation. Great. From memory, you said you were going to book in Legian. Do you mind me asking how much you're paying? Is it like an apartment, a studio, just a hotel room? I would actually like to go. You know what? It makes me think that I'm going to look up some prices and see if it is, how cheap it is. Because there's a place I've stayed twice when I've been there. A place called Matahari Bungalow. It's in Legian. It's just near the strip of where what's those clubs? The Bounty Club. Are they even still there? Bounty Club, the Sari Club. They're the clubs that blew up, didn't they? Sadly, the bombed. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been there. The last time I went there was a girls' trip for Easter, and I reckon it was probably 16, 17 years ago. Wowzers, that's a long time ago. Maybe not that long. I don't know. A long time ago. It would have changed. A lot of people go there now, and they do all the Instagrammy things. But to be honest, I'd really just like to go and just walk the streets. And there's some really nice local places to get, nice local food. Oh, Indonesian food. Oh, so good. So good. Yeah, so today I have now ticked off my next thing. So this morning I've read my 10 pages. So this is day 19 of 75 Hard. I've read 10 pages. This is the book I'm reading. It's called The Power of Now. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So we've read 20 pages already. Previous to that, I just read the book called Switching on Your Brain by Dr. Carolyn Leaf. So, yep, my first book I read this year. Amazing book, really good book. So I read my 10 pages. I've started drinking my water. I've probably drank a litre of water now. To finish this off, that'll be 1.5 litres. That means I'm a quarter of the way of to get my gallon of water done, my 3.7 litres of water. I have taken a progress photo, and we've done our first 45-minute exercise outdoors. Tick. So what I've left to do is do my next 45-minute exercise, which can be inside. It has to be 3 hours from now. So yeah, or any time. And we have to eat healthy. We have to drink our gallon of water. That we can't get drunk. We can't have any alcohol. And we can't have any takeaway. So yeah, day 19, feeling bloody good. Had a nice sleep. Life is good. Life is worth living. What that card kind of said was, enjoy your life, be happy. It's the only life you have, right? I know easy said than done. A little while ago, I'll show you where I was before, guys. I walked up to the point. I walked up to Scott's Point. If you can see the little point there and all those rocks. So I did a rock dance. No joke, I did a rock dance. So if you are that bored and want to rewind the video, or if you're watching this on the replay, you saw the rock dance and you went, oh my God, like what the hell, Dora? I was talking to Gina and Ange at the time, and I was saying how, life is for living, and life is so short, and why do kids have all the fun, right? Like, why do we stop jumping and laughing and peeing our pants because we laugh so hard? Why did we stop making, running and skipping and being adventurous, right? Yeah, I know we have to be adult, right? But we've lost, we start to lose that. So, that Dancing with Dora is my way of, clawing back and being that, fun 13-year-old kid that I used to be, right? She's still here, right? She's still here. She's just now 50. And yeah, why can't she dance and have a joke and do a rock dance holding a rock? Oh, yeah, Angie's still there. But that's my point, right? Like, there's a lot of people that are so miserable in this life, right? They are just miserable people. And I know them. I know some of these people. I know them professionally because I have to be around them, and I don't like being around them because they are energy suckers. That's what I call them, energy suckers. They just speak absolute bullshit, and it's always negative. Always negative. I can't stand it. It does my head in, right? Like, I just think, fuck, do you not know that people are dying? People don't have food. People are living roughly. Like, I walked past a couple of people already. They're living in tents on the side, on the beach. They have no, they've got no running power. They are living rough. They're not doing that because they want to. They're living because they can't afford a house, right? And then you've got these people that are just bitching and carrying on about, oh, this and that. That don't really mean anything in this world. I'm like, fuck. Stop you fucking complaining. Like, I'm sorry I'm being, like, cursing, but, like, I don't care, I swear. But, like, there are so many people that are so friggin' negative. Like, they just need to stop and just realise that how blessed they are, how grateful they are. Like, this particular person I'm talking about, when I have to talk to this person professionally, not professionally, but I mean, like, as in a professional capacity, I can't just say, piss off, you're an idiot, though I really say it, I want to say it. When he starts sprouting this negative stuff, I turn around and I have to stop him. I can't just sit there and listen to him. I'm like, it hurts my brain. I go, hey, just flip the narrative. I said, yeah, you're talking about that. Yeah, that is, that's happening, right? But flip it around. Like, let's just try to put a positive spin on it, because you can't be doom and gloom. Otherwise, we might as well just, disappear, right? Like Wednesday, I was just talking about, Wednesday the 10th of September is World Suicide Prevention Day, right? So, like, I literally say, like, what is the fucking use? If you're just going to think like that, you might as well just, we shouldn't even be here, right? And that's how I feel about it. And that's what I say to him now. And he just kind of looks at me and goes, and then he sprouts on about more negative stuff. And I'm just like, oh. And I'm just like, hey, I've got to go. And he doesn't get it. He does not get it. So I'm like, I'm just got to go. And yeah, I go. And I'm just like, ugh. But anyway, it's a client's dad, so I have to be civil, right? But at the same time, know your own market. Like, if, you don't have to listen to the bullshit. And that's what I'm like, I don't have to be polite. I mean, I'm being polite, but I'm saying, hey, I don't want to hear it. Like, that's not how I think. And that's the last couple of times I've been talking to him on the phone. I'm like, hey, that's how you think? That's a really negative way to think about it. I think of a completely different way. And he goes, okay, well, the world is made up of, of different people and how they think. And I said, yeah, exactly right. And that's, that's your point, that's my point, and this is my point. And I said, hey, let's just change the subject. We're not going to agree, and let's just talk about the subject I want to talk about. But yeah, like, I think when you are around those kind of people that are energy suckers, you really have to defend your energy and, like, defend and, like, stick up for yourself. If you don't want to hear the bullshit, stop. I don't want to hear it. That's what you think. Yeah, otherwise it hurts your brain, man. I've had those times that I just sit there and I listen, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting stupider by the minute. So yeah, give yourself permission to just tell those people to fuck off, in the nicest possible way, right? So anyway, I don't know why I was talking about that, but yeah, come join me. Let's see here. So I always stay at the Lagoon Village. We're talking about Bali, guys. Hope it's in the hotel. It's an executive room, $890 for 10 days. Frig, and including breakfast. That is a really good deal. And then you paid $560 for a flight. So for $1,500, no, did that? Yeah, $890. You know my eyesight is just shit here. Hold on, give me a look. Paul, is that $5.90 or $8.90? Can you space that out? I'll be there from the 13th to 23rd of March. Come join me. Are you telling me to come join you? Do you want me to come join you and make you do Dancing with Dora and Paul every day? Put your hand up. Who wants to see that? I want to see that. Paul's like, shit. Let me screenshot that, guys. Let me just screenshot that. Let me take a photo. Guys, you heard it here. Paul has just openly invited Dora to his holiday. I would like to go back to Bali. I said it's been a long time. So Ange calls them the energy vampires. You're right, they're vampires. Fuck. That's really good deal. 10 nights. So you got $560 for your flight, $590 for your accommodation for 10 days, including breakfast. And if you know me, what I do with breakfast is I take some of the breakfast and keep that for my lunch or my snacks through the day. So that gives me my lunch. So then I'm not having to pay for lunch. Frig, that's for like just over $1,000. You've got 10 nights in Bali. Crap, that's pretty good. I will dance with you. Okay, guys, I don't know who's listening to this. Mike, you can be the mediator here. Did you hear that? Paul just said, I will dance with you. He's saying me, right? I will dance with you. Come to the holiday. Join me. I'll be there from the 13th to 23rd of March, 2026. Watch your space, guys. Hey, Paul, how cool would it be for us two to meet up in Bali? We love our walking. We'd go walking together. I'd drive you nuts. You would pretend to be sleeping in while I was knocking on your door going, Paul, let's go. It's time to go walking at the beach for sunrise. Paul will put the do not disturb sign on the door. Okay, I'll see you later, Paul. I come back later on at breakfast. I'm like, where you been, Paul? I've been at the beach all morning. Paul's like regretting this, going, crap. There are other rooms that sell for $2.99 a night. $29 a night. Frig. Yeah, okay, that's cheap. Hey, Paul, can you do me a favour, just out of curiosity? Can you look up the Matahari bungalows? It's in Legian too. That's where I've stayed with my mum. And I'm talking over 25 years ago. I was 19, so a long time ago. 30 odd years ago. And I know when I went back, the last time I went back to Bali, I walked past it and it's still there. The Matahari bungalows, it's got a pool. And it's like, 2-star accommodation. Can you look that up for me, Paul? Matahari bungalow. Is it still there? It probably is one of those places that you can't book online. Because, we just went there and we just, got a cab to that area and then just found an accommodation there. And then when I came back from my Indonesian trip with my mum, I stayed a night there and I just turned up and they just had accommodation, right? So, guys, I'll recap here because if people do watch this on the replay, my mum will be listening. Hey, Mum. Mum will be like, yeah, let's go to Bali. Yeah, my mum could take my mum to Bali. She'd love that. The downside of going to Bali that I will find that, obviously when I went to Bali 30 years ago, it was manic back then. But it's gotten even more manic, right? The road's even worse. But, and the traffic, a day trip to go to, I'd love to see the sunrise. Actually, Paul, Would you be into going to see the sunrise up the big mountain thing? Because this is another thing, right? A lot of the time I travel by myself, right? Obviously, I'd be traveling, like, I'm not traveling with Paul. Like, if I did do this trip, it'd be me and my trip myself, and then, you know, we'd meet up every now and then because I drive him crazy, right? But, like, you know, it's when you've got someone to, like, meet up with, and then you can share the cost of, you know, doing these day trips, right? So you hire a driver, and you haggle for, you know, the best price. But yeah, like, to get to all these different locations, like, you know, to go to, I've never been to that, you know, the fancy beach that everyone goes to and gets the Instagram photos. To be honest, I don't even want to go there. Don't even want to go there because it'll be just packed full of people, everyone lining up to get the photos. It just cheapens the experience, right? So I'm not really into the Instagram kind of area. I'm into, like, going to places that, you know, that are far, you know, that people don't go to see. The places that aren't on the, you know, the hotspot, like Ubud. Ubud is like the big, you know, place that everyone goes now for, you know, spiritual retreat. The monkey forest there, I've been twice now. It's pretty cool. But I don't know if I need to go back there, to be honest. I think it'd be a different experience for me going back to Bali now, because I haven't been there for so long. But yeah, I would like to just walk along the beach. And I want to go see the mountain. Is it Batur? Mount Batur? There is a volcano there that you can climb. I think you leave at midnight and then you start walking at, like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning or something to, you know, to go up the mountain to watch the sunrise. So yeah, that could be interesting. Hey guys, while I'm about to finish off the live, I'm just going to do something different. So I've got my spare phone here and I want to try to do a hotspot. So traditionally, when I do a hotspot on my phone, where is hotspot? So I'm going to just see if this works. Okay, I can't do it because I actually have to flip the phone. I just thought that I could be, while I'm on the phone, I could actually do this. So guys, I'm going to say goodbye. I mean, I might still be here. I can't guarantee it, but I'm just going to try something while I'm at the end of my live. Oh. So, Paul. Okay, Mike's still there. So, Mike, did you hear that? Did you hear Paul say he invited me to his holiday in Bali? He gave me the dates. He even told me where he's staying. And he even said that he would dance with me. Did you hear that, Paul? Did you hear that, Mike? He said, yep. I said, Paul D. Australia, I will dance with you. I'm reading that right. Hey, it's not my eyesight. I'm sure I'm reading that right. Did you see that, Paul? I mean, Mike, you can see it in the chat, right? Can you please confirm before you say goodbye? I know you're sick, but can you please confirm? I saw that Paul said he will dance with Dora. Can you please write that in the chat? Or did I make that up? Can you please write that, Mike? Because you're gonna keep accountable. Because I'm just enough crazy that I would meet up with a stranger from YouTube that I've made friends with by doing my lives, that I would meet him at his holiday and and go, hey Paul, it's Dora, how you going? He'd be like, what the I didn't think you'd come. Can you imagine what a surprise that would be? Paul, you would be like, oh my God, I was just being polite. You know when people go, mi casa is your casa? Like in Spanish, they say my house is your house. Like they don't actually mean that, right? And then you turn up on their doorstep, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, your house is my house. You said I could come. They're like, no, it's a saying, right? So maybe Paul's just being polite. He's saying, sure, come on my holiday. Sure, I'll dance with you, Dora. Sure. How cool would it be if I could get Susan to come? I said that I need to put Lotto in. If I can get Susan to come, if I win Lotto, Mike, you're coming? Susan's coming. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to go climb a volcano for sunrise. We're going to walk on the beach. We're going to, we'll be able to drink alcohol by then. I'll be having a couple of beverages, a few Bintan beers. Yes, we would have a lot of fun, and where I stay has a band every night. Oh, okay. I'm serious. Book it now. Trust me, I will look at that. I have another holiday that I need to look into. I'm going to look at going to Phuket in February. But yeah, I definitely could go to Bali. I would really like to go to Bali. Now, March is probably just the end of the monsoonal season. So Christmas time, November, December, January, February is normally their kind of rainy season, where it rains, like it's completely hot as hell, and then it rains for like 2 seconds, and then it's hot as hell again, right? That's kind of the monsoonal season, their season. So probably March is probably a really good time to go. Okay, I will check out some flights, and I'll let you know. How fun would that be? Honestly, I've been talking about Bali. Literally, even before you came online, Paul, I was saying to someone on the chat that, Bali is like the Mexico of America. It's so easy to get there. It's cheaper to go there than go to Perth. Like, that is 10 days. If Paul went to Perth instead, flew to Perth and stayed 10 days in Perth, it would cost him way more than $1,000. And he gets to go to Bali. Have you been to Bali before? I think you have, haven't you? All right, we've just done a litre. Oh, I've got a little bit more of this left to go, and then we've done half a litre. Oh, sorry, 1.5 litres of water. Oh, yeah, I've been 20 times, So Paul likes Bali. When was the last time you went to Bali? Wouldn't it be cool if we could get Nicola to come? You've met Nicola. Well, you've not met her, but we know, right? Nicola will be in Malaysia, just literally over the fro. Oh my God, Jazz. Yes. Okay. Paul, we are thinking out loud here. My brain is going clog, clog, tick, tick. Okay, Paul, I know you invited me, but I'm inviting my friends now because Jazz is our friend too. And Nicola, Nicola. Okay, so Paul, Jazz is going, somehow she wants to make this happen. She wants to go, she's living in the UK, right? She wants to go to Malaysia because Nicola is Malaysian, but she's living in Italy at the moment. But she's going back to Malaysia in, I think, Christmas time till about March, April. And Jazz wants to go to Malaysia. She's never been to Malaysia. She wants to meet Nicola. So she's going to be in Malaysia in March, she said. That's her plan. So what if we could invite Jazz and Nicola to come over from Bali? Because I think she's near Kuala Lumpur. So Kuala Lumpur to Bali is a flight. Air Asia do flights to Denpasar. How's that? We could have like a YouTube catch up. Paul's like, oh, fuck. What have I done? 4 years ago. I mean, we don't have to. I mean, but like, I know Jazz would absolutely love that. I mean, she's on a strict budget. So like Air Asia's cheap though, right? You can get flights for $100 on Air Asia. The catch is with Bali, though, is you got to pay the fee. It's like a $50 US, right? What is the flight? You went 4 years ago. You got a visa. It's their way of making money, right? Every time you get into Indonesia, you got to pay like a visa price. I think it's about $50 US. So yeah, and oh my God, Jazz, if you're listening to this, no, if sometimes she's listening to this, she will come on live and go, yes, let's do that. So she's obviously not listening at the moment. Okay. All right. That could be really doable, guys. Obviously, it's great that we're not having to fly, halfway around the world because that's expensive. But, Indonesia is relatively cheap. And you can do it cheap. You don't actually have to spend a lot of money, right? You paid $590 for 10 nights, including accommodation. And like it's a Western toilet, right? It's running water. That's all you need, right? And it's safe. Lots of people when they go to Bali, they have to get the penthouses, right? They have to get the, what do you call it? The Airbnb houses, you know, with the 10 rooms and the pool in the middle and the swanky chef. And it costs them a lot of money. Yeah, I'm a tight ass. So that's why Paul has probably been able to afford to go to Bali 20 times, because he doesn't spend a lot of money. He spends money on experiences and maybe food and stuff, but he doesn't have to spend like a fortune, $2,000 on accommodation, right, for 10 days. Because let's face it, 10 days in like, you know, a relatively good hotel would blow your budget out, right? It'd be so expensive. Like your whole trip could cost you $1,500. That's $750 American for 10 days, including your flights. That is very doable. Yeah, right. Okay. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to go because I've been gabbling for ages. So anyway, thanks for joining me today, guys. We did a 45-minute session outside. We have drank 1.5 litres of water. We've read our 10 pages of our book. We've taken a progress photo. Another thing I can tick off my exercise. Tomorrow morning, I don't know if I'm going to be there. So tomorrow morning is the 13th. Tomorrow is the 13th of September. 8 years ago, my dad passed away on the 13th of September. So tomorrow I am going to be hanging out at home. I'm going to be working on my garden. I'm going to be working on my veggie patch. I'm going to be thinking about my dad a lot tomorrow. He died in our house. He died when my whole family were there. We knew he was passing away very soon. He went into like, I don't know what you call it, a coma, I think. And he was doing the death girdle. I don't know what they call it. I can't remember. Frozen from my brain. But my sister from Sydney had came up, and coincidentally only, she had planned to come up to talk to my father about the book that he wrote, to get it, you know, me and my sister were helping him get it into a better printable stage. And she had planned to come up. She flew in on the Sunday night. That Sunday night, he was unfortunately riddled with cancer at this stage. It took him 6 months, unfortunately. And he really wasn't in a good state that night, but we didn't think he was going to be, we knew it was going to be close, that he was going to pass away, but we didn't know how so close. So that night, my sister turned up. It was late at night, about 10 o'clock at night, and I sent a message to her, and I said, hey, I think you should come over. I just have this feeling that, you know, Dad's not far from passing away. My mum was in the house. My sister was also in the house. I was there. My dad was downstairs sleeping in his room. And I got my sister to come over, and my dad he heard my sister's voice, and he said, oh, my big daughter's here. And that was so beautiful because, you know, my sister doesn't get to spend so much time with my dad because she lives in Sydney, right? And she's my half sister. Her mother and my father broke up when she was 5 years old, so he left the house at 5. So, you know, she hasn't lived with my dad, you know, most of her life, which is really sad. You know, I got to live with my father a lot, right? So it was really beautiful that she got to have a bit of a chat with my father while he was still with it and thought, and, you know, he got to say, you know, touch her and feel her. You know, he was still coherent in his brain, but, you know, his body was literally wasting away. And, yeah. And then the next day, he basically was in and out of consciousness. The nurses came and they said, look, you know, he's not far from passing away. They made him comfortable. I think they gave him morphine or something. And I think what I didn't know at the time was the morphine actually completely numbs their body. So they actually go to sleep. So I wish I'd known that, because that way I would have had been able to have a conversation with him to say goodbye. But, you know, it's not the point, right? So yeah, so anyway, that was nice to, that my sister was there. And the next day, it was a Monday, you know, Dad was just kind of in and out of consciousness. He wasn't hearing us. He might wake up, but he wasn't really looking. yeah, and then the nurses came and they said, you know, you move your father because, like, you know, that he'll get hot spots and stuff. You don't want him to be uncomfortable. So they showed us how to, you know, move him over, kind of thing. Um, and they just said, look, you know, he's not far from, you know, being away, so just be around him, talk to him. And I think he passed away on a Thursday. It took a couple of days. It was kind of like hell, to be honest. I don't know, I can't remember. It's a death march. Death is some kind of sound that I have never heard before. I actually rang the nurse and said, hey, my dad's making this noise and I don't know what it is. And she just said, oh, look, I'll get someone to call you. And then it's the older nurse, I don't know, the matron, I don't know what they call them. But she rings me back. She says, hey, look, love, that noise that your father's making is completely natural. He's not in pain. That's the noise that they make when they are not far from dying. And so again, he's not in pain. And she says, it's only discomfort for you. Just block it out of your head. Just be around him, hold his hand. But she said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. She goes, normally, you know, people pass away when you're not around. So be prepared that at night time when everyone's gone to bed, that he's probably going to pass away. I went, okay, all right. So I told my mum and my sisters and stuff. So we were all kind of like, you know, just, you know, periodically, you know, being around my father through the day, having a chat, holding his hand, and knowing that he'd never wake up. And yeah, one morning we went down. Well, I didn't walk down. Diego went down, and he came back up, and he kind of looked at me. He said like this, and I said, oh, okay. So then I told my mum, and my mum started screaming. And we all went down and saw him. And he must have just passed away because he was still warm. So yeah, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, tomorrow marks 8 years. It doesn't get ever easier. And I'll, you know, but you know, the other side of it is I'm so grateful that my father was my father. And then I got to, you know, have the years I had with him. He died at 87 years old. He had an amazing life and he was an amazing role model for me. And I still hear him in my mind. I can still have conversations with him. I know he's still with me. He travels through me. I know that. Yeah. So, yeah, tomorrow marks that 8 years. I don't know. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, 8 years, 9 years. It just keeps on going, right? But a lot's happened in those 8 years. Yeah, so it's reflection, right? Reflection. And I think it's really important to, you know, be in your thoughts. And yeah, tomorrow will be hard. But it's also beautiful, right? Because I now own the property that my dad lives in. Has lived in most of his life. And he'd be so proud that, you know, Diego's renovated it and, you know, made it into a beautiful home, and that I'm still growing plants. Some of his plants that he's planted are still alive. I've managed to keep them alive just. That I'm still growing vegetables. I've got this wild front yard of tomatoes that I need to address. So that's a good day to do it tomorrow. You know, be on the land that my dad loved. And yeah, be by myself. You know, Diego's away. Maybe my mum will come down. I don't know. No, maybe we'll have a family lunch. That would be nice actually too. But at the same time, it doesn't matter, right? It's just another day. My dad would say it's just another day, just like birthdays, just another day. But yeah, it's important to just, you know, remember that moment for a second and just, yeah. So anyway, thanks for listening. Mike Scott, I'm a parent. Let me just flip this around, guys. I'm not looking very attractive there. Mike says here, I'm a parent in their late, I'm parents are in, your parents are in their 80s, their late 80s. I wish I could spend more time with them. That's awesome. You still have his plants. Yeah. yeah, it is nice. It is nice. So anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining my walk. Thank you for joining the end of my walk. Thank you, Paul, for inviting me on a holiday. Thank you for, letting us brainstorm those ideas that we might get Jazz and Nicola to come along too. And that, yeah, imagine a dance off. Like we could do the 4 of us dancing. We could be like YMCA. You should start practicing that dance, Paul. You can be the cowboy. I'll be the Indian. Okay. I'm not joking, all right? I'm not joking. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being friends. Mike, I really do hope you feel better and that you're able to go to work tomorrow morning. I know it's important that, you get back to work. So I do really hope that you rest, recover, repair, and whatever's going on, that medication's kicking in and that, you feel amazing tomorrow morning like you should, okay? You're a good guy and I know you're working hard at the moment, but you'll hopefully have those days off. You'll get those adventures in because, we're seeing your adventures on your videos, so you're still getting adventures in, which is great. Paul is working on his own adventures. He'll have a video out tomorrow for us that he's already pre-scheduled. Who knows what he'll be showing us. Last week was pelicans. This week, who knows what it'll be. He'll be off on his walk. So whoever else is in the background, I think Angie's in the background. Have a great weekend with your family, with your kids, watching the football and your grandkids. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.